See, what I really want is like a sparkle effect. Like, ding, off the top of it.
Oh, if I angle it just right, there's a highlight.
Oh, yep,
in
there
the
it is.
window. Yeah, there we go.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to D&D. Artem doesn't have hair on his head anymore.
So, how you doing?
When was the last time you actually cut your hair before this?
12, 14 years ago, something like that.
Wow. You did like a Locks of Love donation, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How heavy was your hair?
Oh, I don't know yet. I haven't done it because I haven't gone to the post office. It's kind of weird because I just have a bag of hair.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, right?
That's a
Like, you want to donate it, and you literally just shove it in a bag.
That's your well, you're gonna need that. Put it in your component
what else
pouch
you would
for
do.
tonight.
Oh no, I'm not casting any hair spells.
It's so wait, Artem, I want to know, like, how's it? Is it cold up there? Like, do you
You wear
forget that it
hats now?
happened?
It is cold. There's times where I'm like, "Fuck this," and I put on a beanie. Whoa, Andrew just went like supersonic on my screen for some.
Yeah,
He did on mine too.
my screen was
Sometimes
frozen for like
sometimes
5
they just
minutes
like
there.
catch up.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
The webcam just decides
That
to
was
show you
insane.
everything you missed.
No, I'm sorry, I was just possessed for like 2 seconds.
No, right, yeah.
I'm ready
No,
for
it
D&D
doesn't
now.
I have a Daredevil beanie that I wear.
Nice.
It also is reversible, so when I'm really feeling special, it can turn into the Punisher beanie.
Edgy.
That depends
Yes.
on which protest you're going to.
Exactly.
Yes, hello, Andrew Nichols, resident ranger. I do have a couple questions. Have you noticed a sharp increase in spending as far as waxes go?
Dear God, no. I mean, maybe I should take better care of it, but it's mostly just been like shave, and it's like, oh, okay, that feels pretty good, and just leave it alone.
Can
I
you
do forget it's there.
Sid, can you ship your dice to Artem and he can rub them on his head for luck and then send them back?
I mean, I can. I have like a ton of fucking dice. I don't ever use.
on
the
on
thing.
average, how much time are you saving in the shower now?
How much time are you shaving in the
It's
shower?
ridiculous. It's
Right?
fucking ridiculous
I
how
gotta
much
imagine.
time I
Well,
save.
like, I know when I get a haircut, I'm like, oh, I use way too much shampoo. Now you must be like, I don't even know why I'm in here.
It's
Follow-up question.
It's
Do you
absurd.
use a lotion or an oil or a balm at all, or just
no, because we've
Right,
been
that's all.
inside, so I haven't really had to protect it with anything. I do imagine, and I've been told by everybody once I'm going outside more often, I'm going to need sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
It's dude, it's the
Yeah.
same with tattoos actually, because tattoos absorb the sunlight much
I
greater
mean-
than just like normal skin. So like, I feel that.
I mean, as a ginger kid, it shouldn't be a surprise. But
Yeah.
my scalp gets sunburned if I'm outside for like an hour.
ding ding ding?
So-
This guy too.
Yeah.
One time, this is true. One
Now it's even
time,
worse.
I got
Yeah.
like the slightest you could get.
Feeling around your hair.
But one time I got a sunburn in winter because it was reflecting so sharply off the
Yep.
white snow.
Ooh.
There's a really easy workaround for that, guys. If you
Stay inside.
I was gonna say be born with Italian blood, but I guess
Fuck
it
you.
can't
So here's
work
like,
that
dude,
out.
I have Sicilian blood. I should be completely unaffected, but I got like
You should be good.
But I'm not, because like my brother and my sister got like all the real good Sicilian genes. I got all my dad's like pasty white European genes. So they're just like, yeah, this sunlight, it feels good. They also got the accent. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
They're like,
You gotta go to the sun and be like, what are you doing? I'm not walking
yeah.
here.
Like, let me put it this way. You look at me and you're like, I bet this guy thinks like milk is spicy. But then you look at my sister and people will like approach her and speak to her in Spanish. And she's like, I don't, no, you missed. Like,
Try again.
So wait.
Try again.
but we're the same
Artem, one
amount of
more-
Italian.
Artem, one more question. Now, has the charity already gone through and that's already done, or is it still coming?
So the one that was running for that week is over. It was Extra Life United. I think it raised overall $34,000, which is pretty
That's
cool.
amazing.
Yay.
Yay. But the year-long one is still running, and since this is going on my channels, if you just scroll down or look into the description, there will be an Extra Life link, and that will lead to the year-long campaign, which goes the entire time.
And if
Now,
you're too
was
lazy to look
there-
at the description, all the info is also on the bottom right of this stream.
Now, Arda, was there another goal outside of this? I seem to remember you said you would play a certain game. Is that
Yeah.
am I imagining things?
No.
What was that?
It's Sonic and the Black Knight.
That's what it was. All right, so I just had one real quick favor, if you don't mind. If you run like to like a hair salon, just get a little bit of gel or something. And listen, I will pay for you. I will ship it to your house. I will take care of everything. If you also, while doing that, wear these goggles.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Would
a
you be
really
willing
good.
to do that for
That's
me?
a great
Yeah,
pledge
and play
tier.
Sonic.
I'd be happy. I can pledge. I can donate still if that's still a year-long thing. I'd be happy to do it. But wear the goggles as well.
I don't see the problem is I don't think the goggles are going to make it here. I've already planned that stream for Friday.
Ah. All right, hold on. I'm going to Amazon. Oh man, everything's fucked right now. It's Monday. I can reach there in time. Mad scientist goggles. All right,
tell you
let's
what,
see what we got here.
I can make that a stretch goal for the year-long thing, and then I'll probably end up doing
No.
another Sonic stream.
No, it's happening. It's happening.
Tell you what. Listen, Artem, pick out one you want here.
Oh,
I will
no.
pay for it. You got a lot of good options. I like the green, to be honest. I think it plays well with your reddish beard.
Ooh, the
we
green's
got
good.
some-
Ooh, there's
We
some
got
real,
some
like steampunk going on
ones.
there.
Yes.
Can we
Those
talk
green
about
are
how
good.
cool the Victorian steampunk ones are, though?
Yeah, the
Do you
umbrella.
realize how much more difficult the game is going to be with the fucking
Think of it this way.
goggles on?
Think of it this way: it'll be
Sorry, I
harder to
thought
see
you were
the
a pro
game.
gamer.
Pro
It's called a
Wii
pro.
gamer.
It's called a pro gamer move, and I need you to wear these goggles for the stream. So pick which one you want. I will ship it to your house. I will overnight it if I have to.
Oh God.
That is all I ask. For charity, obviously. No other
For,
reasons. No
for
other-
the children.
And if
For
they
the
do not,
kids.
if
For
they
the
do not get
kids.
there in time for this stream, then I need you to do it for. Is it Sonic 06 where he turns into a werehog,
I think that's
No, that's
or is Sonic 06 the Wii one?
no, that's Sonic Unleashed.
Sonic Unleashed is the Werehog one. Sonic 06 is the cursed one.
Yes.
That is the worst of the series.
Is that the
Correct.
Wii one or is the Wii one different? I remember the Wii one being awful.
No, the Wii one is the one I'm playing now, which is the Sonic and the Black Knight.
Okay.
And there's also like an Arabian themed one.
Which is the
Sonic
one where
and
he
the
mixed that with a
Arabian
human?
Knight. That's
Uh,
Sonic 06 with Princess Elena or
Tuned
whatever her
in
name
at
is.
a weird ass time here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Sonic kiss. They don't make out, but she kisses Sonic.
Well, it's still an anthropomorphic tune.
They don't make out, Ryan. I know. I checked. It wasn't
Let
what I
me
was looking
Google
for.
Drop in
Unlike my
screenshots in
OC, who
chat.
does make out.
If you want to see them kiss, I have an OnlyFans for Sonic. Listen, it was only a matter of time before we made an OnlyFans joke in this stream.
Guys, I'm gonna go.
You know, their stated mission, by the way, it's supposed to just be a Patreon of live video. Nowhere in their thing do they say we're for porn, but let's be real. That's all that gets used for.
To be fair, neither did Patreon, but also.
But also,
People use Patreon for that?
Oh yeah. If it's not like,
I mean,
oh,
I guess-
and
I
let
guess
me-
sure,
let
of
me
course they
send you
do.
my weird nude cosplay shit. It's like drawing. It is commissioned nudie smutty artwork.
And well, I know Cameo's big for that too, because it can be like, "Yo, I'm gonna send you $50, and then I need you to make a video of you like pouring like chocolate syrup on your feet or whatever."
Wait, what? People using Cameo for that?
Well, yeah, because anybody can get
are-
on it.
Bro,
There
if
are
it's just
dozens of
feet,
them.
Why do you think Kevin Costner is
Listen,
so
people are
ruined
using it for that.
something
I need to see people put chocolate syrup on feet. I need to see Sonic kiss human women. This is what the internet is for.
Conroy, grab us some Hershey's. You're back on the payroll.
It's not actually chocolate syrup. It's actually hot sauce, and that is a real
Oh my
thing
God.
from a
Oh my
podcast I listened to. One of their producers
Oh.
was like, I need to make extra money, and it's a very popular podcast. So he's like, I'm gonna get on Cameo and make some weird stuff, and the fans paid him for it.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Anyways,
Oh dear.
hey, let's talk about something much more wholesome, like the possible end of a virtual world in D&D.
What if instead What if instead we talked about how there is artwork of Sonic kissing Mario?
Oh, that's hot. Send that over.
I always assumed that.
I would take that over Shrek and Shadow. So
But
Shrek
Shrek
and
is
Shadow?
living.
Why would
Shrek
you
is
name
live.
those two things?
That's oddly specific.
Remember, if
it's
you
a thing.
That
think
is
of it,
very specific.
if you think of
It
it,
is a
it
thing.
exists.
Oh no!
And remember-
it's such a bad
So
picture.
if you think of it, it exists. And the inverse is if you think of it and it doesn't yet exist, it is your responsibility to make it.
that's Rule 35.
Rule 34. Or
Yep.
yeah, it is. If
34 is that
there's
it
a port of
exists.
it,
35 is
there needs
you-
to be
you need
submade.
There
Hey,
will be.
hey, speaking of numbers, this is episode 42, which is the answer to life. And I'm happy to there's actually that joke like makes actual sense for those who are unaware.
Yeah, because it was Bill Clinton was 42.
No, that's not
No?
where that's not where
No, is
Hitchhikers
that not
got
the
it.
reason why?
No,
Sorry.
it's actually like super cool. Like it's actually like a really like heartwarming thing. So in the
Are we still
Hitchhiker's
talking about porn?
no. So in Hitchhiker's
Well,
Guide to the
I was
Galaxy.
talking about Bill Clinton.
All right, fair enough. So in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, when they ask the computer what the meaning of life is, and it says 42, the reason it says 42 is because, and I think it's ASCII, 42 represents an asterisk, and an asterisk is intended to mean whatever you want it to be. So the computer is saying that the meaning of life is whatever you want it to be, which is like a really nice, like heartwarming thing.
Ryan,
Oh,
what the
no.
fuck? I just Googled Shrek Shadow. That's
Why?
it. Not
Why
like
would you
anything
do
else.
that?
Just Shrek Shadow. I did not
Is it
realize
bad?
how many images would pop up.
Is
Yeah,
it
man.
really bad?
It's
told you.
really fucking bad.
My attempt to
Yeah.
steer us into the actual game did not
Enter.
work.
I don't know why
Oh boy.
you thought I
Oh
would
my
lie.
god! Oh my
I
god!
thought you just said like
He's
a random
licking nip
thing.
there.
No, I
this
don't
must
say
be an
random
actual-
things. I never
this is
joke.
a thing that has been going on for a while, I assume. Know
Yes.
your meme, so it's a meme, I guess. Okay.
Yes.
How did they
Jesus
even start
Christ.
shipping them? Hey guys, guess who you recently?
I mean, you're like
your-
Sonic and Mario. I'm like, okay, whatever.
your resident
Let's talk about
trash
the real
goblin.
ones. That's cute.
That's baby
Your
stuff.
resident trash
Sonic and
goblin loves
Mario.
you all so much.
So very much.
Wow.
Oh, and somehow the Mr. Fix-It from Wreck-It Ralph got involved in this?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh,
This is a more ambitious crossover than Endgame.
I don't like
Oh, there's a Shrek Bowser shadow. Oh, no.
Oh my
Oh, no.
god.
Tony,
Oh.
quick, take us back online.
Also, there's one with Hitler.
before we're canceled.
All right. Well, we're gonna let's go back to D&D now. Now that Godwin's law has come into play.
Yeah, I'm
we're gonna,
sorry. Just holy
Technically,
shit.
it's not Godwin's law because nobody accused anybody of being Hitler, but
Who is that?
Hey, the
Is
man
that
is young.
Kyrie? What is he doing to her?
you say Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts?
It's a redheaded chick with Sonic, question mark. She's got like a flower in her hair and a
Oh,
nice
that's
necklace.
the girl from Sonic and the Black Knight.
Oh, the actual character. I'm looking at none of this because I am still streaming. So like, my imagination, I'm sure is no. There's no way it's worse. Never mind.
Also, your guys' search history is fucked.
It's
I'm gonna make
ruined.
the
It's
I'm gonna make the
ruined.
government regret ever trying to look at my
Can I
shit.
say, by the
is
way,
what I'm doing.
speaking of search history, I was getting some images for tonight's episode, and I was like, "Yo, that's a cool looking particular D&D species," and I noticed the homepage for it was something called like Furry Affinity or something, and I was like, let's not use this image because I don't want this
I
again.
know
like,
what website you're talking about because you look for tabaxi shit. You're gonna end up
Yep.
there.
Again, like, hey
I
man,
think it's,
listen,
yeah.
you're into what you're into as long as it's not actually harming you or other people. You do you. But there is so much on the internet that is not for me. Hey, you know what is
This
for
is
me?
fun, guys.
Guys, you know what is for me? D&D. D&D's for all of us. It's for the 6 of us here. It's for the people watching. No one's going to watch after that discussion, but for those who may eventually come back to this.
I'm worried about who's going to watch after that discussion.
Oh, jeez.
We didn't do the hangout and just sit and bullshit. We could
God.
have this wholesome amount of shit.
Guys, we have 2,000 more followers. Who are these people?
They're here for the furry content
They're here
You know
for the
what?
Shrek
Hey.
Shadow.
and the vor.
Hey, all are
Gotta get
welcome.
Four.
All are welcome. Listen, D&D is like very given to the furry community just by design.
you
So
know,
like,
Yeah, once
Your
they made the
judgment, but-
Tabaxi race, like that was it. They're like, this was for you guys.
I mean, hey, all are welcome. All are welcome, dude. When I had to find, so Visk's meathead brother Torin. When I was finding his girlfriend, and I had to, I don't remember what I
right.
googled, but it was probably something like cute dragonborn, and of course, then you're immediately like, nope, I don't want to be here.
The door's open.
Yeah,
Even in
somehow,
Pinterest,
somehow
even in
dragons are
Pinterest, it's
involved.
like,
Okay,
Great.
let me say, because we should actually do the actual episode, but real quick,
no,
the funniest.
we're here.
Now hold on, the funniest, truly, and I mean this genuinely because it makes me laugh. It's the funniest thing. The funniest Rule 34 you will ever find is dragons and cars. It is.
Yep, I've seen that.
Hilarious because it
Why?
looks.
Why have you
Reddit for
both
it.
seen that?
Welcome to Trash Talk. We live here now.
No, it's
I've
genuinely
read it
funny
flat.
because it's drawn
I've
like
ended up in some places.
it's drawn like it looks like it's drawn by like an 8-year-old. So the dragons all have like goofy big smiles like "Bleh," and they're just like in the muffler. It's hilarious. It's
Did you
truly
just
funny.
censor yourself with a sound? Is that what I heard?
Did I?
I don't know. I shouldn't have. Anyway, let's
All right.
go.
Hey, anyway.
Getting an echo from
Hey,
somewhere. Is anybody
that
else hearing
conversation got a little dicey. So what do you say we roll some dice? Huh?
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, guys, it's D&D. It's episode 42. I already gave my whole spiel about how the meaning of life is a nice, wholesome story, but that was sandwiched by all this awful talk of Sonic and Shadow and Bowser and whoever else was getting in on this awful orgy. So, let's
Hitler.
yeah, he was there too.
Oh boy.
Let's
I'm so warm.
let's talk about let's talk about
Fuck that
D&D.
drink. That's not a good drink.
Before we get into what's going to happen this week in the world of Sentra, who would like to talk about what happened last week? It was largely RP, but it started off with some very fun stuff. And at least for the recap, Ryan, I don't know if you have maybe a particular song that would maybe be a callback to last
Good when
episode.
it comes to pulling songs,
that?
but
Haven't you taken enough
you know,
of
there-
our innocence today?
There might be a
10
song.
hours dog
There
song.
might be a song that's really indicative of what happened last. At least for the recap.
You know, I'll try it just this once, but I swear I'll
So-
never do it again.
Let's just
So
see
there
what we
was
got here.
kind of an acid trip that we started on. That was fun, and then we heard about some dream. We met a dreamscape god named Squeaky.
Squeaky.
Squeaky. And then after we all kind of returned to sanity, we had a family dinner, and that was very nice and wholesome and fun. And
So I'll put it in real quickly just so you guys know going forward. So Sid's stuff when she met Squeaky, that was not in like the dream world, that was in like the heavenly like Fey world type stuff. It was kind of the same as when Braun is seeing Torm in kind of like a white void. It's the same, like that's like a heavenly dimension kind of thing. It is not the dream stuff. Because the dream stuff, for the moment that Val and Charlie saw it, it like made their brains explode a little bit, So just slight correction there, just so you're not for the characters, so they don't get on the wrong path or
Respect the
anything.
lore.
were we actually there?
I think it was just me that was there.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, this is it. Oh,
It's
this
kind of
song.
so the way I like to think of it is it's kind of like this. I like to think of it as like the Skyrim Daedra quests, where like you touch a thing and then for a bit you're in just like a weird like side dimension while you meet
Yeah,
the
like a
thing.
pocket dimension.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I've been thinking of them. Anyways,
And we weren't real. We were just figments of your dream hallucination.
it's pretty funny, Figments. Anyway, I'm sorry. Please continue, Andrew, with the recap.
Oh, then after Sonic fucking okay. I'm sorry. After the family.
After Sonic fucking?
Oh Jesus.
Yes.
Go on.
Hey, is his refractory period like instant? If he's so fast about everything?
Oh God. Could we not?
We have to. It's the internet. We got to.
Anyways,
And then
Gotta go fast.
Jesus.
He's so fast, I never get to enjoy myself.
It's like Flash getting a quickie.
Yeah. When Hawker was like, "That's why you never get a second date, Paul."
After that, we hit the train. We hit the train and left all of it behind us.
There was a bit of stuff in between that, in between the little dagger vision and the train, if anyone else wants to hop on. Y'all had a nice big dinner. Braun did some stuff.
Braun started his magic lessons with Juno and Charlie, and he was able to attain one cantrip by believing in himself. And then he played poker with later on August, Red, and I think Trish Traeger. If we want to make a roll for how much money he was able to fleece off of him, Tony, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, roll a d20. All right, you got yourself 19 gold off of that fool.
That sounds about right. And then we had a hostile dinner where we talked about global politics, just like dinner with my family. And then
It was actually very accurate dinner.
Frickin' Hazard keeps kind of sort of hitting on my mom. Sort of, but not really.
No, he's just uncomfortable and nervous. It's
Doesn't
perfectly
want to hit
wholesome.
on my mom.
Hazard, please bring me my towel.
Oh,
I can't leave the shower without it.
oh no, you can't.
What is this episode already?
As I've said, listen, in canon, Val's parents are in very happy marital bliss.
Until they're dead.
Well,
What?
Oh, I'm just waiting for something bad to happen. I've been waiting.
Sid
ever
made a
since
mistake
it was
by
like,
leaving
"Here's
her
a
entire
picture
family alive.
of your family's home." I was like, they're gonna burn alive.
It's the same with Lancer. Lancer's got a whole family I could kill.
I wanted to
Anyways,
go.
Why do you think I want Hazard to have
Unsolved
no
route of
strings?
You do though. You got some, and I know them. And so, anyways, yeah, you had the dinner. You learned kind of like, yeah, you did have like sort of a political kind of discussion. Val learned some things about her dad. Like gave her some parting words that was just like, "Do not trust anybody. This is my advice."
And it was Oregon backwards that hurt him and like kind of destroyed everything. And Oregon backwards was linked to Probus Nix, so that's super interesting.
I like that you're
hero.
just calling him Oregon backwards, which is great. Hi, the name's backwards.
Oregon.
Dr. Oregon backwards.
Well, I don't like him.
Yeah. Well, who knows where that path may lead. But for now, everybody has... all right, I'm going to get rid of Dog Song now. Let's move on to something else. I just wanted that for the recap. All right. Here we go. Get some Skyrim going. That's good. Okay, but for now, everyone, like you said, you went down to the train station. You ran into Euphis was there with his Goliath monk pals, who were totally just two Pokemon that looked weird, so I wanted to include them.
It's true.
But now you're on the train. The party is there, as well as Valison's brother, who is en route to the Eric Hocker place as part of the Guard Exchange program. But you guys have a little over a full day's ride on this train. Like, you've got basically like a 30-hour ride or so on this train ahead of you. So now is prime time for any sort of talk you need to have about like this potential war zone you're headed towards, for Val and her brother to talk about whatever, for Braun and Charlie to talk about magical whatever. Whatever it is that's on your guys' mind, you have a long ride ahead of you to hash it out and kind of prepare mentally for what's ahead.
So Shadow the Hedgehog and Shrek.
Have you been looking at my drawings again?
You've been talking about this for the past hour. Please stop.
I really like Shrek. It is a good, wholesome story about an ogre who just wants his swamp back.
Hey, Charlie, you want to see something cool?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Ildon's just going to corrupt Charlie on the train ride.
Charlie just
No.
walks up to Braun. I don't want to play anymore. Just like gives you the wand, all the magical stuff, and just walks away.
Just
I don't know
steps
what
off
to do
of the
with
train.
this.
It's going.
Yeah, actually, Braun is going to say, Charlie, let's excuse ourselves. We're going to go to a different cabin for a bit.
Okay.
You know, I don't even think he actually learned a cantrip. I think he's just saying that he learned a cantrip so he can pretend to have his character arc, because nobody else has seen him do these cantrips.
You don't know about his character arc yet. You weren't there.
Why is it so important for him to have learned it?
Because it matters for his character art, Lance. Arc.
She's over here saying, oh, Bran has to prove he's magic or whatever, but nobody saw her talk to the little leprechaun god.
You need to get out of my face.
You need to get out of my face. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be fucking arguing.
All right, Charlie. So I think I was able to get one down. Juno kind of said that you were my teacher now. So what's another easy one we can knock out?
You want to learn a cantrip from me?
I guess. Are those easier, or how does this work exactly?
Yeah, I suppose they're easier. They're definitely less difficult to pull off. You know, one that might be pretty easy.
Uh-oh, this one has lyrics. The train's about to get into its second phase.
What if I taught you how to do message? Because already, just by me doing message, you can already kind of like whisper back, I think.
I don't know if clerics have message.
They don't.
Well, then I have light. Clerics probably know how to do light.
Clerics do have light.
I guess. But I have a thing that lets me see in the dark.
Oh, excuse me, I had a burrito.
Suddenly, a bunch of dogs just run through the train car. Korilla Deville runs after them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, lots of my magic just kind of comes from an inner place. I don't know if it really comes from like a god or whatever.
Well, how did you learn? How did you get good at it?
I don't know. I was just kind of born with it, and then I was trained how to like meditate and focus in like inward, so that way I could like access the abilities that were already within me.
I'm not good at any of that stuff.
No, you probably don't have any magic inside you, but you seem to be doing stuff with this god thing, but it's probably pretty similar. You just gotta like, instead of focusing inward on you, you focus on whatever this god is.
Okay.
And you'd be like, oh god, get me out of this one, please. I swear, if you get me through this, I'll never do X, Y, Z again.
I say that every time I see Tristrager, and it never works.
Well, do you keep on doing the things again?
Okay. Is there like an open, not an open train, because obviously we're on a giant worm, but like maybe the final train where there's some space?
Braun, there's only one thing we can do. We gotta go on top of the train.
That seems really unsafe.
Well, yeah, unless you got little claws that you can sink your little claws into and make sure you don't fall off.
Maybe we should do this when we're not on a train. Maybe this was a bad idea.
You can always ask Kazard about it. If anybody were good at getting on top of a train, it'd be him.
He's also good at falling off of things. And I feel like this would be a really bad time for him to fall off of something.
Yeah,
He's out of the party for like 3 days while he has to hitchhike his way to you.
All right, well, here. Charlie, explain this to me. How do you, and don't actually do this, how do you, like, make fire?
Okay, so you want to know how to make fire?
Without actually doing it. We are on a train, on a giant worm, in the middle of nowhere. You need to not do this actually.
Hard for me to explain. I just kind of think fire, and fire kind of happens.
Yeah, that's kind of what like Juno said. It's like you just think it and it happens.
Yeah.
There's no like
I guess pray for fire.
you don't like adjust yourself in a certain way or drink a kind of tea.
I kind of been doing this thing lately that helps my aim, where like I take my hands and then like I bring them back, and then I focus on the fire, and then I let out the fire bolt. That helps.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll try it. Just kind of mimic the motions a little bit of Karate Kid, but like reverse.
Yeah, you just kind of like try to contain the fire, you know? Because otherwise, if you just like imagine fire could pop up anywhere. So you gotta like contain where you want the fire, and then you gotta like push it in a direction.
You hear a voice from behind you as he walks to the train car. I'm sorry, are you talking about fires on my train? Is everything all right in here?
We're talking about putting out fires, sir. Metaphorical fires.
Of course, not only hypothetical.
All right. Well, good to see you two again. You're always welcome aboard Duckies Train.
Yep. Thanks for having us. All right, bye.
I heard that guy got the COVID.
Make sure you're social distancing, Charlie.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
the grid will now be a 6-foot square. So that everybody is
So 5 foot squares, always 6 feet from now on.
Braun's gonna kind of take that to heart a little bit and try and somehow learn to focus his inner fire. And he's gonna kind of like go through the motions without actually trying to set anything on fire. He's gonna be, I guess, meditating on that.
Okay.
Just think of it like a wave.
Maybe there's like a, I don't know, god fire. Is there a god fire? Is that a thing?
Godfire. It sounds like a cool band name. Tell you what.
Sounds like a cool attack.
Yeah. Yeah, that does sound to be like a level 8 spell. It's like radiant and fire damage.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for giving me a hand, Charlie.
Sure thing.
And
And if the god thing doesn't ever work out, you can always try Hell Zone Grenade.
that sounds bad.
Yeah, I haven't perfected that one yet. Not gonna bust that out anytime soon.
At least I still got dodge.
I still help me with the dodge. Now I'm gonna go to the bar.
That is too large of a bottle for you, Charlie.
Get me some
get more
adult juice.
It's like a third of your body mass.
I think Hazard's gonna kind of sit down with Lancer for a bit, start asking questions about kind of the battlefield we're heading into.
Good, I gave Artem a whole bunch of exposition.
So you were on this battlefield before?
I was there for years.
Years.
I was on the front lines for a long, long time, commanding my officers.
That's wild. Like, what should we be expecting?
Well, if it's a good day, not too much. If it's a bad day, Aarakocra raining arrows from the sky, which we will, of course, have to run underneath the brush and try to avoid it as we throw javelins back at them.
Gotcha.
Well, if they blot out the sun, we will fight in the shade.
Well, welcome back.
That's what I tell my men all the time. How did you know?
Yeah, there's basically just like a weird stalemate in a lot of those fights where it's like if an Aarakocra gets low and meets a centaur at ground level, the centaur can just dominate it. But then if the Aarakocra's in the sky, then they have the advantage. So it's like a really, it ends up being just a very long stalemate kind of thing. the thought was kind of like World War I trench warfare, where it's just like you're just sitting there forever and like nothing is happening and it's miserable.
Yes, the no man's zone.
Yep.
He pulls out a sketch pad and starts like rudely drawing out an Aarakocra. He's like, I think we all need to know this, by the way. The best place to kill an Aarakocra is right here, and he points to the neck that he's drawn. You just need to slice that. So they'll bleed out very, very quickly.
Ah,
It works
so I
very
see.
well.
Their weak spot is the normal weak spot.
I don't think I need to learn how to kill the things that I will be helping to guard. Just
No,
saying.
you need to know the most, because if they get uppity and they come
Oh.
after you, you gotta know how to defend yourself. Do you know how to defend yourself, son?
I mean, yeah, I trained with the guards to be able to.
No,
You're
but
very
have you
intimidating. You
looked?
know that?
He gets really close to him. Have you
Oh.
looked someone in the eye as you slit their throat?
Hey, Lancer, how about you get out of my brother's face?
He needs to know!
I cannot say I have, sir. No.
You're scaring him, look!
So
He should be scared! It's a war zone!
let me get something straight, though. You've got one kid who's going to be joining the battlefield on the other side that you stand for. Is that what I'm understanding? Did I mix something up?
It's the people that his people are at war with currently over.
What
Land,
you're
correct?
saying is correct, Andrew. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's awkward, right? Is that something we need to figure out?
I
As
mean-
long as they don't kill each other.
I don't know.
I
They
tried
told
to
me that
figure it
like
out.
the war is sort of just not really a big deal to most of them. Like apparently there's like, you know, more of the rich birds in the high peak and they don't really care so much.
Ugh, of course they don't.
Aarakocra, they're just like us.
I mean, I was told you have the same thing, right? Your capital doesn't care too much about the war. That's why you've just been stuck out there for so long.
Oh, they care.
Okay.
I mean, we're not gonna give up the border town or anything like that.
Doesn't that make you feel like there's no like actual victory possible then? You're just kind of stuck there perpetually over some sort of petty border squabble?
No, there's victory. It ends with killing all of the Aarakocra.
That is called
I
like
don't know if that's
genocide.
considered a victory or
That is-
more of a war crime.
The destroying and like, you know,
A
murdering
holocaust.
of an entire people. It's a holocaust.
Yeah, it's
Genocide.
generally looked down upon.
Yeah, it's not a good
We're the
thing.
ones that started it, so.
But I mean, we're supposed to be at a time of peace. That's like what the circle is all about, right? You have a representative from your side and from the Aarakocras.
Ugh.
To be fair, we kind of realized that the circle in and of itself is a little bit corrupt. Little bit.
Little.
Okay, yeah, you guys did kill the queen.
Well, when you say it that
We
way.
didn't kill her. We brought her. We arrested her.
True, she was hanged. My fault. My bad. Along with that weird
Was
creepy
she
gnome guy.
hanged?
She was hanged. Yes, like a
Oh
day later.
shit! Oh shit! I
Yeah,
forgot
her and
about
Probus,
that.
they swung side by side, and if you pull one to the side, they'll just clack forever, like the pendulum thing.
I like it. I'm keeping it.
So
Freaking corpse Jacob's ladder.
what's the little brother's name?
Ildan.
Eldan. Listen,
He was
This is
normal
important.
Dan, and then he got sick. But
thought he was just really cool.
He's pretty
Elden, look,
cool.
you're going into part of this guard exchange program, which I'm very impressed by, and I understand the hope they're trying to by bringing different tribes and creeds together, but this can easily get out of control if you don't watch yourself. You have a family to think about too, and getting wound up in other people's politics that don't really watch out for yourself, you might be getting in over your head. Just always make sure to keep a level eye aware of your senses, and don't do something you're ordered to do that you don't believe is right.
Even if the captain tells me?
There are a
Because
lot
you're
of people.
both captains here, right? Like, you're a captain of guards, he's captain of scary soldier people. So, like, who do I listen to?
You can walk away, is my
Yourself.
point. There have been a lot of people that do things because they were just ordered to.
He looks
There's
over
always a
at his
choice.
sister. But like, not in like an accusing way, like in a, yeah, I know how that is.
And sometimes war brings out the worst in people.
You don't want to do something that you're going to deeply regret later. If you were giving an order that goes against your moral code, do not do it.
I see. And he pulls up an alignment sheet and circles neutral good. Got it.
Alright. Well, I hope this guidance is worth something to you.
It, supposed to take all the advice and combine it, and the answer is somewhere in the middle of all of it, right?
It's generally the way it works.
Thanks, guys.
I wish there was a way to put a spell on the scroll so I could give him like a use of sending or something. I should have thought of that before leaving.
We could give him a dagger. I mean, that always works if you need to,
Yes, but we don't have any
Wait, what
special
motion
daggers.
was that for a dagger? A dagger if you need to.
Float as you
Oh,
hold their scalp.
okay. Because you're like, a dagger, and then you like open some drapes, and I was like, what did you just do with that dagger?
Do you want
Nope,
me
he
to
was
give him
making
my
some
last
grape.
potion of greater healing?
No, Charlie, it's fine. I just
Actually, I do have something that could help you.
I'm going
Bron's
to
gonna
give him Ring of Alarm, but I don't think that can actually help him in a fighting scenario.
Braun's gonna reach into
it's
his
just
bag.
the entire time. Hey, idiot, your alarm's going off.
Braun's gonna reach into his bag and he's gonna pull out one snaky lollipop. Because he has one left.
Oh,
Don't eat it right now.
why are you giving me candy?
It's not candy.
It's a lollipop. I can see that
Okay.
it's a lollipop, Captain.
Okay, it is candy, but it's not just candy. This was given us to...
Is it one of the ones that make my bloodshot eyes go a little white?
No. What?
What
Who
kind
is
of
giving you
candy have
things
you
that-
been eating? Who gave you that candy?
Nothing. Definitely not Jeremy down at the street corner.
I'm gonna have a talk with
Listen,
Jeremy when I
if
get
you
back
meet-
to
if,
Ogden.
if you meet a drow named Jeremy, run. That's something does not add up there.
My name is Terry.
Like to cast sending to Jeremy down on the corner. What have you been selling my brother?
I mean, what I don't know what you're talking about. I've never had any lollipop like that.
Well, I don't know what lollipops you've had, but this is only for dire situations. It can help you. So, try not to lose it.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
If I had like a karma meter or something, you'd be like, boo.
I will hand him my
There we
hand
go.
wrap of the Mentor.
What's that?
It's a. Let's see.
It's
Also,
a hand
yes,
wrap.
what is that? I think I gave it to you, but I don't remember what it is.
It was my starting trinket. This special hand wrap that you keep wrapped around your primary fighting hands can be from a
right.
former teacher, family member, whatever you want. But once per long rest, when you think about the person, you're able to cast the True Strike cantrip.
Man, that was a good job, me, from back whenever you had that. That's a cool item. He'll take it. And just... Oh. Well, Sid got up. I was going to say he'll think about his sister when he casts it, but... We could say that we can RP that later. But anyways.
I hope it
Okay,
treats you
thank
well.
Me too. I guess you're going to keep that cool grappling hook for yourself, though.
Absolutely.
It's cool.
Yeah, good luck in that from him.
Cool day.
Well, thank you all. You've been very nice to me, and you've obviously also been very nice to my sister. Of course, I don't know who's supporting who, right? She's got the magic and the music.
It's a little bit of give and take.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate these handy objects. Thank you.
And if you can, Illidan, make friends when you get there, so they can watch your back.
Well, I was chosen for the program, so I hope when I get in there, the guards are like, hey, it's this kid. We already like him.
Sure. Going to a new place where no one looks like you, that's usually how it works.
Well, I'm used to being the only one who looks like me most of the time.
So you already know.
Yeah. Drow are not the most common out there.
Best of luck.
Thanks. All right. Any other RP during this train ride? Otherwise, there was one other thing I would do.
I mean, I guess I'm curious more about what's going on with the war, but I guess it's just border dispute, right?
I
It
told
kinda
you.
boils down to just
It is
that.
because the centaurs have too many feeties, and the Arakakra are like, no.
I like the idea that that's the official, like the Arakaka are like, sir, they have too many feeties. This
How dare
will
they.
not stand, or rather, it stands too much.
Meanwhile, in the centaurs, it's like, sir, they barely have any feeties, and they fly. We ride at dawn.
Our anatomy is different. Ah!
Every war ever.
Yep.
It's all about the feeties.
You believe different things than I do. Die!
Yeah. I mean, funny enough, I believe in the primer I gave you guys, I did call it the War of Wings and Hooves, so it is like literally that.
I knew it.
So is that a mellow yellow?
It's another Topo Chico. Are they come in glass bottles? Are they come in glass or in plastic? And they're just.
You told us what that was last time, and I don't remember.
It's carbonated water,
Oh, okay, never mind.
spicy water. I like to call it.
Yes. So.
Huh?
You put gin in it.
So
There you
before this particular, because you guys will basically, not that it's gonna matter because you're already long rested, but a long rest will happen. Okay, well, a long rest will happen during the course of this train ride. So if there's anything people wanted to do, just because it's not gonna hurt them spell slot wise, now's a great time. I'll say that much. But otherwise, Ildan's gonna pull his sister aside before everybody like goes to the bunks in the car that evening.
Hey, are you okay? I mean, you don't need to be freaked out. Everybody kind of came at you at once earlier.
No, I'm not freaked out or anything. I just want to say, the hazard guy, you know, the one who like uses the affected voice or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gave me this, and I guess if I like picture somebody who like I look up to or somebody who's helped me, then like it'll help me if I need to like fight somebody. So I just want to let you know that Mom and Dad are great and they've always been helpful, but I'm gonna be thinking about you when I use that. You know, you've been going on this adventure and it's been really inspiring for me, and now I feel like I'm going out on my own, and who knows where it's gonna take me.
I hope it takes you somewhere great. So great.
Me
Because you
too.
really do deserve it. And I would now like to give him the ring of alarm. If that's kosher. He-
I don't know. Has the ring been blessed by a priest? Aha!
Probably not. Not a good one, anyway.
Oh, didn't Anvir give you this once upon a time?
He did, and it's helped me out a fair bit of times. And now I don't have a whole lot to give you, but maybe it can help you too.
Well, between that and the lollipop and this handwrap, I feel pretty confident. I already felt,
Okay.
pretty good, and now I'm feeling extra good.
Well, also if I can, I'm going to try to message you or do sending or talk to you like every day and check on you. For a while. A little
Okay,
bit.
I mean, I can take care of myself. I'm not
I know.
helpless.
I know. I just worry is all.
Okay. Well, thank you, sister. He'll go in to give you a hug.
I'm very proud of you. So proud.
Yep. And then after he hugs you, he like tugs the back of your hair and then runs off to his sleeper car.
Is it my real actual sister? Is that who that is?
So yeah, if people are about to just like go down for the night, so Sid, if you had sendings, speaking of which, if you have things you want to use, now's the time because you're about to get in another long rest.
Ooh.
I know you have like a list of like, oh, I want to talk to these people, so.
Oh yeah, like I just
you can just
and,
blow it now if you want.
I also just have a list of people that I just want to bug also.
Okay.
Spitters are the name that we received that had spit in it last week.
Ooh, that'd
what was
be
the name.
If you want to talk about that, you could go talk to Hazard. Although I don't know if he shared it with the group, but
I don't think he did.
That's in,
Oh, that's right, he didn't.
I have it in everybody's inventory if people want to read it, but just for like character
Comment
knowledge,
fully.
only Hazard has it.
Oh,
I would have sworn we talked about it a little bit.
I know we read it out loud for stream, but I don't know if the party was. If we just want to say you made the party privy to it, then great. But I don't know.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, if that is the case, I would like to utilize one sending. If I have it, let me double check. I do. I have one 3rd level spell. I'm going to send it to Spitter the Quitter.
You should be all set because you had your. You've been long rested since last time because everybody had a big dinner and then you got on the train the next morning. So everybody's at 100% right now.
Totes cool. Then I have like 2 more after this. I want to send one to Spitter the Quitter.
Okay.
And I just want to say, Mr. Spitoli, and see what happens.
Okay. You just get a response back that's
because
like.
I'm a mess.
Okay. You just get a response back that's like.
5 more minutes.
You're like. The spit sound effect counts as one word in this, so you get like. I don't know where you got that name, but you're gonna regret learning it.
I knew it! Shitpost lands. It sticks. Okay? Shitpost. Okay. Alright.
What?
Totally the spitter. Totally the Spitter Quitter.
What were you just invoking? Like, you spoke in like.
I don't
internet
know.
language
I
for a
I think
moment
she
there.
just spoke another language that I don't.
Did you just like
recognize it.
actually invoke a curse on one of us? What happened?
Maybe. The
It's a meme I
shitpost
haven't
went
heard of
well.
yet.
Okay.
Son Artem's hair just immediately somehow grows back like that.
You
like
can't
that
shit
tonic
post
in
through
that.
sending. That's illegal.
The shitpost worked out. All right.
That's-
It wasn't
that's against
just a
the law.
shitpost. Also, I would like to send a text message to Mr. Indiana Gnomes.
You up?
Yeah, basically. And just being like, hey, just checking on you to make sure that cave dive was going okay.
You
Also,
hear.
this is Val.
You hear. Oh, hello, Val. It's going great. Finding such a small dragon takes a lot of excavation, but I'm certain we'll find what we seek.
Nice. Tight.
Excavation, that's not a word you send through sending very often.
I would have, like, syllabled it because I'm a monster.
Well, that's tough. That's 4.
Already sent to that guy. You know what? And just for shits and gigs at this point, here we go. We don't know Nagiro.
Nah, you've got his name and that's it.
Shit.
I think for sending, don't you have to have contacted the person?
Yeah, you have to be like know them.
Well, you do have something you can use if you've never met the person.
That's true. But instead, I would like to call Visk
Okay.
and just be like, "Hey, we just met up with Van and we stole a cool thing. Thinking of you. Bye." That's it.
All right. Well, Vis gets 25 words to respond to that.
Dearest Val, it is good to hear from you. I hope you are well.
Who the shit is this? Who is this?
Please stay in touch.
I go to Braun's room.
Yeah, even just because you can hear the tone of his voice and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I figure it as you hear the actual voice.
Yeah, no, that was all purposeful. He definitely sounds a bit different right now.
I like to think of it like whenever people are writing like war letters and their VO is over it. That's the way I always pictured it.
Dear
I need-
William.
I need to go
Thank
to
you.
Braun's room. Braun.
Oh, just a minute.
Braun, I think Visk is in trouble.
He kind of just cracks open the door. What do you need?
Like the eye port thing on the door.
Yes. What?
I think that something is wrong with Visk.
Why?
Like,
Is he dead?
I did a sending to him, and he was super cordial, like really, really mellow. It was one of those like, hey, blink twice if you're in trouble, and he blinked twice kind of a thing. Hypothetically, if that was a
Blink through
scenario.
your sending?
I mean, you can say like blink, blink. But
Did he say blink, blink?
well, no, but he was like, dearest Val. That's not our boy.
Ron's gonna slam the thing closed and then open the door. Like, what did he say?
He was like, dearest Val. And it was just, I didn't like it at all. And he was like, he closed it with, please stay in touch.
Did you misdial?
I've never done it before, but I mean,
Can you
I
get a wrong mind with sending? Is it possible to get like your spells?
I don't know if I can do another spell at 4th level, if that is allowed. Because it only says it's a 3rd level. Okay.
It's like
let
Death
me-
Note rules. You gotta know the name and the face, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, we know the guy, so I'm gonna cast a 4th level.
Yeah, you can
Here we
spend a
go.
higher level for sending. It doesn't. I
All
don't
right.
think it changes anything, but you can do it.
This
It should.
fist
I think we
again.
talked about this. It should like up the word count or something.
I think it should.
I will
but-
say, we did talk about this. I will say if you want to, I will say it ups your word count to.
5 per level or something.
50
You want 50? That's a lot.
words, man. It's just words.
All right, 50. So be it, and we'll figure.
Okay, well, I'm going to use like 5.
Okay.
It's only
So-
used for RP. I feel like RP spells should be good.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just thinking then proportionally, like, what's a level 9 sending?
That's how you send your novella.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Okay, anyways.
Hello again. I just wanted to make sure that this was actually my Visk Fisk, and not some crazy ass imposter. You know what I mean? And
Don't
sending.
worry, Val. Of course it's me. I've been spending a lot of time on myself, and I understand if I may sound different. I apologize for shitting myself. And I hope to leave a better impression when we meet next.
Like,
I forgot
the
Vis
look
did
on
spend an
Val's
entire.
face is purely distraught. And just, he apologized for shitting on himself. I don't like who this is.
All
He
right,
did spend
now
that
I
whole
know.
episode
You got
in
it
bed,
wrong.
just like,
Are you-
ugh.
Are you thinking Fisk, or does he need to use his like birth certificate name? Is that how this works?
I don't
Like,
know.
I don't think you can sending to nicknames.
He was just like, I've been working on bettering myself. And I hope, the next time we meet, like, I don't. I'm just saying. We maybe need to take a crazy ass detour to Zarela to verify. Or I can text is his brother dead? Did we kill his brother?
I think we threw him in jail,
Shit.
or we cut
He-
off his head. I can't remember.
The last thing that happened was his brother was already like a total meathead, but then I think
Yeah.
he knocked his head in a wall and somehow became dumber.
And pushed him up a building.
Oh my god.
So like,
It feels like-
but you don't know
Right.
like where that went from there.
I suppose sending him a message is not beneficial in any way, shape, or form, but I
You
don't
might
remember.
hurt yourself.
I might receive psychic damage on that one.
Yeah.
It's not even written in the rules anywhere, but this message damaged you.
I mean, I'll keep tabs on the situation. I just wanted you to be aware that our boy is apologizing for pooping on himself.
Huh.
And I find that gravely concerning.
How Hazard is just staring at you all confused because, like, I guess he caught the tail end of this.
He just walks in on. He's apologized for pooping on himself, and you're like, who?
That
Guys,
doesn't
what
sound
are you-
like him at all.
What are you talking about?
Was everyone just here in the hallway?
I don't know. I don't know where Charlie is in relation.
I'm
Anyway.
curious what Hazard's been doing. I don't know.
Well, that's up to you.
Charlie's been
He is
sipping
your
on
character.
adult juice.
All right. Well,
Sipping that gin and juice.
if that's all, I'm very busy right now.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it. It's
Insight.
Bron, is that a friend of yours? I'm just kidding.
it's
It's canon. I'm accepting it as canon.
stuff like wood carving or something. I don't know.
If that is what you want to call it. Good night.
It's not that.
I'm walking away.
He's had
I'm
too
just
much
whittling
time
my
inside
stub,
the suit.
okay?
Just
Um,
hands on
as
wood. That's all
Val
that it is.
walks away, as the camera lingers, and you see on the table all of the paper and everything has been pushed away, and there is a single unlit candle, and Braun kind of goes back to it like, and that's it.
That would be create flame, not firebolt.
I don't know these things.
Oh, Bron
Well, that's
suddenly.
probably why
Bron,
the candle's not lighting up.
Bron just lights the entire like table on fire. I got it! Oh no, I got it!
I'm just saying you're gonna be
Like,
sorry if
extra
you're trying
wide
to light
shot.
a candle and you end up firebolting the
It's like
cabin.
Isn't there a
Extra
shot
wide
like
shot
that
of,
of
like, a
somebody
dream.
like there's a shot I
There's, like-
want to say it's like someone they're trying to like drink out of the hose, but it's like a fireman's hose. You know what I'm talking about? It's like if someone's like standing there like and the fire hose is like just about to knock them away.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
an internet photo somewhere.
I know there's the one where
I'm not afraid to
it's
let
on the
color.
ship and it's like this group of kids playing with it, and like the one of the instructors, I guess, is like it's straight to the face, and he's like launching backwards off the ship.
Oh.
I'm
Good
suddenly
God.
reminded of I'll send you guys later. There's one of my favorite articles ever is an article called like breaking down the greatest GIF of all time. And it's like this it's just like these kids in like there's like these kids in like a village like in India or somewhere. They're sitting on like a porch. And this one kid walks out with just a giant bowl of water to like I guess dump it on his friend. Like he trips, one friend gets up, another kid falls, one kid's pants just like fall down, and then a dog comes out of nowhere and just jumps on one of them. It's like one of the most amazing series, and it's like, you know, a 4-second clip. And this article is like, okay, let's focus on kid 2 this time. Like, it's amazing. I'll send it to you
Like
guys later.
When 3 people crit fail at the same time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's like that. GIF of all time.
I like yours better, Ryan. I like
Yeah,
yours.
both are pretty good.
I should bring these up for stream. Let's see. Here's Sid's contribution. She's here. Peter
I
Griffin
like
with
how
the
he
fire
used
hose.
one of those contributions, and not the vor or the furry porn or anything.
No,
the
Sid.
fire
No, I
hose.
won't use those. You're correct.
Guys, we are all the list. Let's
Gee,
not
what
invent
could the
more.
what could the difference be? Could it be
So far from
a nice,
cosplay.
good-natured,
far.
you know, little funny cutaway from you know, from Family Guy, or porn? Which one am I gonna show on stream?
This is a Christian channel. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Is it?
We follow
This is a
the
Hyronian channel.
All right, I found the thing I'm looking for, and I will send you guys the GIF later. It's
I have swore so much on this wholesome Christian channel.
oh, this GIF is just so good, but it's all right.
I feel like you have to post it now.
All right,
You can't-
fine,
you
fine,
can't
fine,
tease
fine,
it.
fine. Okay. Is this GIF? All right, here it is. Oop. 1 second. All right, here's the link. It's a little low res. And sorry, this is just our little commercial break stream. Here we go. This is the GIF.
Ah,
But it's just all parts of this are amazing.
It takes a while to figure out what is even happening. So much is happening at the same time.
Yep. That's why this GIF is amazing.
And why is my dog in it?
It's gotta be staged. But
If
also,
it is, it's
maybe
extremely
not.
well
It's
choreographed.
extremely well
Because
done.
you do wonder who was filming.
Yeah.
It
I
takes
always
you a while.
wonder.
It just takes every time I look at this, it takes me a while to figure out how the kid's pants come down.
Right.
That's the thing that gets me
The
every
guy
time.
who's falling grabs
Yeah,
his
yeah.
It's so good.
Yep.
Why-
You really do have to like watch it over and over.
Yeah, you have to watch it all over because it all happens at the same time.
There's another one of my favorites is it's from like a live fire, like a SWAT like a SWAT exercise where it's called like every game of Counter-Strike ever, and it's this squad, they're about to it's like a training squad about to like breach like a fake house. First guy tosses a smoke grenade, it hits off the door frame, lands at his feet, and just goes off.
I've seen that one.
He goes to step inside and trips over the entryway, and the guy behind him, as he lifts up his gun, is squeezing the trigger, so it just brrrr as he lifts his gun. It's... Okay, so that's been your second internet break of the episode. We're having fun here, folks. It's day whatever of lockdown. We gotta find our fun. Who just texted me? Oh, okay. Anyways, that'll have to wait. So everybody, was there anything else for the evening? Any other RP? I don't want to cut anybody off if there was.
Nope.
Okay. So the next morning, everybody or I guess maybe a little more like after breakfast, because the train's probably gonna pull in somewhere near lunchtime. You as you start to pull up to Wood Edge, in fact, you'll get a glimpse of the city as you pull up. And as you pull up, you'll see that like city is really not an accurate word for Wood Edge. This is really just like a very small, happen to be on the border farming town. Like there isn't even, I mean, Lancer would be able to elaborate on this, but like it's a very small town. They don't even have like a proper tavern or a trader or anything. Like it is just a small sort of communal kind of farming village. In fact, the bulk of the residency is just because there is, as you would see as you pass, this large Centaur military encampment that is neighboring the town. The town itself is very, very small. So that's what you see as you're pulling in. You pull in and the train stops. And as you start heading toward the doors, two of you actually are going to see some familiar faces board the train. If you need reminders of who these are, I'm happy to give it.
Baroness Undercut.
Yes, this is Baroness Undercut and Countess Small Dagger.
Are these exes of Lancer?
So this is actually Buck and Wheat, who were one of the duos that at the time Visk and Van fought in the tournament. So you guys wouldn't have necessarily, those who are here wouldn't have met them face to face, but that is actually where they're from. And so yeah, it is kind of like a leopard beast. They are not just horses, the Centaur. There's back in the first episode when we had the parade, there was a zebra as well and a gazelle Centaur. So anyway, they board the train, and you'll see as they're basically there at the entrance, just basically screening everybody that steps off. Considering this is a war zone, like they're making sure anybody who exits the train, and there's maybe like one or two others getting off here, but as you make your way to get off, they'll just stop you like, hold on, this is a military zone. We just need to screen everyone who. Wait, are you? You're Captain Lancer. You're the one everyone's talking about.
That's right, I'm back! They're with me, they're fine.
Yeah, that's probably good. I don't know if you're stopping here or off to the Leg Lake or what, but it would probably be really good for the troops to see you.
Oh, of course.
They're both Centaur, Richard, but Centaur doesn't necessarily just mean horse body. It could just be 4-limb body with human top.
Interesting. So is one of them actually part big cat, or
I think
they
it's.
both
I like to think of it like not all the Aarakocra have to be eagles, right? Like you can have like a parrot or even like a sparrow, right? I think of it the same way with the centaurs. Like I said, in the parade in the first episode, there was like a gazelle centaur and like a zebra centaur.
Okay.
So I think basically
All right, cool.
any sort of, you attach any sort of human top to a 4-legged animal, and you've got a centaur. It's just various, it could be family or clan breeding that eventually gets you to that point.
Centaur have
I think that
sub-race
one's not even just.
confirmed.
Minus, I
That's-
will say that might. I think a Drider is probably the exception. A Drider would be its own thing, since that's like.
No,
Plus
I mean
that's
if it was a
6 legs or
crab
whatever.
tar, because that's 8 legs.
No, crabs have 4.
Crabs do not have 4
Whoa!
legs. Crabs have
Oh.
at least
Crabs have
6.
Steven, why does it always happen?
Oh no, you're right.
Don't,
You're right. You're right. No, they do have. They do
Leave
have
that
the.
alone.
They're. You're right. They
Hold
do
on.
kind of.
They've got 6, and then the front
So in
pincers.
mine-
You're right. You're right. You're totally right.
Here we go.
I would
What
say.
am I?
This nonsense.
Well, maybe a Drider is like a drow met a centaur. Maybe that's where it came from.
Damn.
It's from LOL.
Okay, this is amazing. One crab tar.
Yes.
That's so stupid.
I love it. That's
Oh,
officially
can
the
that be
new.
my familiar?
Who found the BBEG? Because here he is.
I nailed
Oh
it.
man. Okay.
Crab
So
tar was
anyway, these
a
two are.
man.
Oh yes, and Lancer. These two are not necessarily super high on the totem pole, so you probably wouldn't. I don't know Lancer's leadership style, but unless he is like one to get to know every troop, he most likely wouldn't know them because they're like bottom of
I
the
feel
totem
like
pole.
he would get to know a lot of the troops, but considering how far up he got, I don't think it's even physically possible for him to
Yeah, makes sense.
know everybody that was under his command.
Yeah.
That being said, he could probably tell what rank they are by the tattoo, because I know we talked about that, and that's why I photoshopped that tattoo onto Lancer.
Right. I will say these two are both just infantry. They're both just frontline infantry. Neither of them are particular. Like, they probably got stuck with this screening duty on the train, as opposed to being like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like the job no one necessarily wants.
Gotcha.
So they're with, then please, yes, come right along. The troops would love to see you, Captain.
Oh,
Excuse me, Madam Centaurs. Do you each need the wheelchair accessible spots?
Oh, we're not boarding the train, little one. We're just making sure anyone who gets off isn't here to spy for those winged beasts.
Oh yeah, definitely don't want to do that.
Right. Well, if you're all with him, then step on off. And everybody will go to disembark except for Ildon, because he's going elsewhere.
Later, kid.
Goodbye,
Stay safe out
Ildon. I
there.
hope you have an amazing time. I'm finding interesting pictures on the internet, so
Put your cell phone down and say
See you.
goodbye to your brother, then.
I did find like a hermit crab centaur thing.
I have, like I said before, I've had an image for a while of a crab centaur, and you may meet him eventually. The centaur do have a cool navy, as Artem and I discussed. Because
Remember, Eldan, the throat.
right, and they Buck and Wheat look at him. Oh, you're not getting off with them? No, I'm going to the city of these
Don't
winged.
say.
He's
Beast,
moving
as you
on.
call them.
He's fine. He stops him from talking.
Yeah.
He's going on a little
It's
bit
fine.
further.
They have their own screening process over there. Let's go.
Yep. So
All right, so everybody disembarks, and Sid, if you want to give Ildon a little hug goodbye, he'll do that, and then
I do.
he'll go to transfer off to where he's gonna go.
I think the first thing that happens when Lancer steps out onto the field is he just breathes in the air. It's not great air because it's like a small town and there's probably a lot of like fires that have been started everywhere just because, military outpost. But he's like at home finally. Just
Yeah.
Hazard is
Good
going
to
to
be
take
back.
in the air.
I
Paint me a
sure like
story.
the smell of smoke.
Paint me a
Do I
story
also
with air.
Do I also smell a hint of barbecue?
oh yes.
Actually,
No.
I would like everybody to roll me. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh no, it's the flesh of
We're gonna
their
call
enemy.
it. If you have anything special for hearing or smelling, you could use that.
You know, if I hadn't already eaten at your house, I would have guessed that you just ate grass. So close to a 20.
Ooh, so close.
This would make sense for Lancer then. And I'm okay.
15. What the fuck?
This checks out.
Oh, that's your 15.
So
I should have
Lance-
gained
Whoa,
an
what the fuck?
extra favorite enemy.
No, why'd it do that? Sorry, it rolled twice.
No good. Okay. So it's so Val and Braun, they hear like it's this farming village, and so you might be surprised to hear what sounds like someone like hammering at an anvil. And specifically, Lancer, you would hear like, that's weird. Why do I hear someone doing like ironwork coming from like the town square?
I wonder what's happening. We should see.
They have a pillory in there. I bet you they're sharpening a guillotine.
So
Lancer, while we're here, before we get into it, anything we should know not to say or do to not offend anyone here, or certain customs? Looking people in the eye.
Don't try to ride anyone, and
Giggity.
don't
Charlie.
say anything pro Aarakocra.
And the bird is never the word.
No, no, that might actually get you killed.
Can I talk about your feeties?
My what?
I don't know why I find the word feeties so funny.
Feet, the hoofsies, the feet.
Clappy
I think it's because
The
I feel like
flippity-floppities.
feeties makes them sound like little like baby feet, and imagining that on a centaur is funny.
Maybe.
Yo, you ever
Okay.
see? What if a centaur tried to do like ballet?
Your tootsie feet.
They'd be tap
know?
dancers.
Your
He's just gonna keep walking.
Imagine if centaurs were like human from the waist up, and then like the horses from the waist down, but then human again at the feet, like just the feet.
Like they have human feet
Slap,
instead of.
slap, 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 slap.
That's like a Dr. Seuss creature.
Or a Lovecraft one.
So Lancer, having spent time here, you also know that like I said, this particular village, like it's not large. They don't have their own armory. They don't have a tradesman. They don't have a tavern. They don't have these things. What they do have is more of like a town square where like people will join and celebrate things together when the occasion is called for. It's very much like everybody just kind of gathers their own thing, takes care of their own here, and comes together as a community when it's needed. But everybody is more of a gatherer type here.
Okay.
We got another giant line of text. Fun.
Oh,
Centaur ballerina. Oh wow, that's kind of an amazing drawing though. I super like this art style.
Also, just stop making me look up weird shit. Stop mentioning Centaur X.
No one's
and, like,
making you ever do this.
Oh, don't contact my Centaur X. I don't want to talk to her.
My curiosity demands to be sated.
It also like around the tail looks like a crustacean shell. That's weird. The way it's curled.
That's the last what I do. I swear. D&D.
Anyways, so when you go to the town square, Lancer sees someone who he probably has not seen before, and certainly not in the town square. But the rest of you will actually recognize her, and this is gonna be a fun Photoshop.
What?
Oh, he's her.
Because last time I just had her headshot, but I described how like when she travels, she literally takes her entire like forge with her, and so here's a good old Beetle from Zelda, the way he carries his whole shop.
The T-pose, though.
Yeah, it's T-pose. So it's not like this isn't all currently on her back, but like you saw this pack on her before, and now as you see before you this like mobile forge, all that she like keeps on her back as she travels. So you walk in and she's probably like smelting some armor as you enter that town square.
Holy crap, Greta! Nice to see you.
Oh, Hazard, Braun, and Val and Charlie. It's nice to meet you. Oh, you're a new face.
Captain Lancer, at your service.
Oh, Captain, and she'll extend a hand, shake your hand. I didn't realize there was a captain around here. I've been contracted by your lieutenants to temper the troops' armor and weapons.
Oh, I'm glad that they are looking after the equipment. Do you know where they are, perchance?
Your lieutenants? Most likely still at the what do you call the main tent? A strategy tent, meeting tent, whatever the most
tent.
Yeah, whatever it is, that one. The tent of whatever the important word is.
That's exactly it. The tent of Murderer. Huh?
Yeah.
You speak Centaur?
Just a little bit.
He's gonna
That's
look
regular.
over what she's making because he's curious. What the?
Oh, it's the shiniest, best tempered looking stuff you've seen. Greta is like, she is the one for this stuff. The I will say, like, if the armor she's tempering is like S rank, the weapons are like A+++. Like they're like just maybe they're not perfect like the armor, but they're close because her sister is more the weapon person, but she's still tempered. It looks real good.
So they're very rare, but not legendary.
I mean, they're still going to be your standard, whatever armor a centaur would wear. They just happen to look very nice. They're like, what's the armor of gleaming or whatever that you can get?
That's
Oh.
always shiny and never gets dirty.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So like, imagine, so whatever category that is, if it's uncommon or whatever, imagine what that would look like as like rare.
Hmm.
So it looks real good.
Well, it's good to see you are well and busy, as always.
Yeah. If you encounter anyone else on your travels who needs work like this done, it's very well paying and quite satisfying.
Yeah. Do you ever feel conflicted that you profit indirectly or directly off of armed conflicts?
Well, considering I just helped temper the other side a couple weeks ago, I'd say it all kind of evens out.
You what?
It's paid work, Captain. I hope you understand.
I suppose. How have things been here? How long have you been, I guess, smithing?
You look at like this great like lineup of armor in front of her, and she's like, when did I start working? I don't know, around dinner time last night. And it's like, how in the world did she get this much work? Yeah.
You have like a Smith's hammer of haste or something?
I'm really good at what I do.
She's got Santa powers.
And Charlie does have that like fun like rainbow coat. Does he happen to be wearing it, or is it packed away?
Sorry, say again.
Do you remember that like fun like rainbow coat thing that she made for Charlie?
Oh yeah.
Is he wearing that, or is it just tucked away?
I didn't I forgot that I had that. All I have written down is that I had fine clothes.
No. It's not anything it's not like magical. It's just I think I mentioned it was like, those like sequin things where you can like brush your hand over it and change color.
Change it to colorful fine clothes.
So you can run your hand over that and like make it any color of the rainbow as you run your hand over it over it by the sequin arrangement. I think that was from when you guys beat that like rainbow snake.
Yeah, it's all coming back now.
So she points to it and she's just like, I mean, I did make Charlie's fancy coat there overnight.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
Like I said, I'm good at what I do, especially when it pays like this. Just think about it, Charlie. I did yours for free.
I do appreciate that. I don't have a lot of money.
That's okay.
Do you have any other free stuff you can give me?
Not in the middle of a paying job.
Money. I do have some money. I was thinking about getting like a shield, like a badass shield, like a good one. Like, what do you charge for that? Sydney, no. Sydney, no.
What did you do, Sydney?
What did you do?
I
Charlie?
won't put any of it in there. I won't. I swear. We'll keep it off. I'm not. Of course I looked. Of course I looked.
I'm not Googling that. I'm Googling something else.
Jesus Christ.
You looked at what? What did I miss?
She looked up Shrek and Shadow having a baby.
Sid, don't make us ban you.
God.
Oh my god.
I thought that was Glumpa.
Proceed with your role-play game, kids.
Oh, God.
Greta will look at Hazard. Well, I do have a decent amount of materials I know that I'll have after this, but I'll have to charge you for said materials. Time spent. I could make you you'd have to pick it up in the morning, but I could get you a shield for maybe 130 gold.
130 gold? I could make that work. Awesome. You're
Alright.
just friggin' amazing.
Well, I assume you all aren't here just to see me. What brings you all to Wood Edge? Minus Captain here. I imagine you're here for the whole shebang.
We're actually coming through here to, we're going to investigate city to the south. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. Yes,
Yeah.
that.
I guess this is just a detour so Lancer could check in on his troops.
As a part of our quest against the Dream Knight. Speaking of Greta, I believe last time we spoke I talked about commissioning an armor from you, though I'm not sure if that ever... I know I can't afford your prices, but did we speak about that, or...
Well, I could
Maybe.
certainly make one modeled after these knights. But, you know, full plate is not cheap.
No, it is not. Well, unless I come into a large sum of gold, I don't think I'll be able to commission anything like that.
Wait, a balloon is floating over the island.
Wait, I have my slingshot! Come back! No, not in the water!
Right, well, there are plenty of ways to contact me if you do come across that money.
Will do. Should we check out the main tent, Lancer? Captain?
Yes, we should. He's gonna trot towards the tent.
Okay. All right. So everybody heads. You leave town. You head over to the tents, and you see there are all sorts of soldiers there. You've got your archers / javelin throwers, your ranged fighters essentially. You've got your more frontline melee people, and you've got your casters. And as you enter it's very much like the slow murmur of like you. It's like Lancer's back, Lancer's back, and like eventually like you've got a much bigger crowd gathered around you. Just it's Captain Lancer, he's back. It's the captain. It's the captain. It's the captain. It's the captain. Like everybody, every voice, all around you and
It's
excited.
different.
C'est la capitaine. Everyone around you.
One French centaur.
It is I, Le Hoof.
I don't know why he's here.
He's not part of the army. He's just our entertainment. He mimes for us in between battles. Anyways,
The low guy on the totem pole.
so everybody's
He counts. That's about it.
so everybody's just like around you, just like definitely gathering around. Like, oh, who? He's got a new. Are these new fighters with him? Who is this? There's a kid though. I don't know if the kid fights. Like, so yeah, this is what's gathering around you.
Charlie,
He's
stay
sort of
close.
He's gonna sort of quiet them down. He's like, yes, I'm back. Not for very long, unfortunately. I'd love to spend time with you all on the front lines. Where are my lieutenants?
Oh, they're in the tent. They're in the main tent, just talking, strategizing.
He's gonna go up to the side of the tent and he's gonna open up the flap.
Okay. You open up the flap, and inside are your lieutenants.
I think the very first thing that needs to happen is he probably was closest with Red Hoof because frontline infantry.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they see each other, he looks at Red and he goes, "Red Hoof, you son of a bitch!" He walks up. They clap their hands together, and everyone can hear the crunching weirdness of muscles straining.
Mm. She just, yes, it is very good to have you back here, Captain.
Like there's a brush of wind when it happens. Like, whoa.
Yeah, there's like the anime shockwave of like a little pulse.
Did you feel that? I tasted that.
Ew, what did it taste like?
Mostly sweat.
Yeah, sweat and centaur fur.
I'll stay behind you if that's what you seem.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long time.
It has.
How
Wait, it's
are
the
you
woman.
all?
it's her talking, not another one. Yes, it has.
She still have that voice. I
Yeah,
don't know.
probably. Yes, it has. What brings you in, and also why are you bringing not our people into this tent?
Those
Well-
are very racist.
Well, I mean, it
Excuse me,
is
I broke-
wartime. They don't trust outsiders right now.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not here for a long time. I'm just passing through to Leg Lake. But I wanted you all to see this crew that I'm traveling with their facing their own demons that are quite powerful. Warriors just like us.
Yes, not quite as muscular or tall, unfortunately. There's going to be a moment where, like, Bron's usually one of the tallest people in the room, but clearly not at all. With all these centaurs, he was like,
Yep.
Braun Hamstrung of Northport.
She'll reach
Pleasure to
out.
meet you.
She'll reach out to give you the same like super strong handshake.
Oh,
that she gave
jeez.
Lance.
Oh,
yeah,
yep.
give me roll me a strength save.
All
On
right, I
that
got this.
handshake.
Bron's got it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're fine. It doesn't hurt you, but when she shakes your hand, it cracks every one of your knuckles.
But he's like, yes, good. And he's gonna like, you can like the little symbols are coming off his hand. He's like, right, I'm just gonna pretend that's not an excruciating pain.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna lean over to Lancer and ask, "Quick, what's a cool handshake thing to do? What do I do?
You just shake their hand. It's not. I don't know what you mean.
There's not like a cool secret handshake thing.
That's
No.
their handshake.
Whoa.
You can't just go and do that.
It's like it's like it's like slap high five, but then they do it with the hooves too. It's like that one, you know, the one
Clop.
you know where when it's like high five, back high five, and then you hit your 2 feet together with the person. It's that but with hooves. So she'll shake your hand. Red Hoof, lieutenant of all of our frontline forces. Over there, that's head of the archers and the other ranged fighters, Sagittarius. That's our head caster, Mulch, and head of all of our intelligence, Shadow Trot.
Shadow Trot looks like an edgelord, and I like it.
He looks at you all and then goes into the pose from the picture. Just
I'm so mysterious.
I need to brood.
yep.
On top of a mountain.
I like brooding too.
Yeah.
Brood off.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to have a brood off with Shadow Trot, we can do that.
They're
Roll
there
me-
for hours in the rain, just
Roll
staring.
me a
Quick, make an emo check.
just a con roll, not a save, but just like a flat con roll.
That's an odd one to choose.
I mean, well, actually, you know what? Charisma. That was a pretty good
But
con
the
check,
con was
but
pretty fucking
pretty
good.
good. Yeah, you're good. You eventually you brood off, and then eventually Shadow Track goes back to that same pose, just off to the side. You win the brood off.
I wipe one bead of sweat off of my brow and start breathing.
It was impressive.
And Sagittarius like walks over. Right. Well, while we're all shaking hands and brooding, Captain, it's great to have you back. We could certainly use your help in discussing some matters. Although, I hope the rest of your friends will understand if they are between us.
Oh, of course, yes. I assume that we still keep kegs of ale about. You know, the nicer kegs of ale, and he like gives a little like nudge.
Lancer, it's about 10:30. I don't know if we want to do
It's
that.
at least
never
after
too
lunch.
late.
Guys, they have so much adult juice here.
The troops will probably be taking their lunch rations soon if you need something.
Yeah,
Appreciate
why
that.
don't you all join and get into the lines, and I need to speak with my lieutenants here.
I'm not hungry. I'll observe the perimeter. And I just grapple gun up to the nearest tree and just like,
Your lieutenants
Lay
are
the land.
busy being hasted. Woo!
You come back out of the tent, and it just looks like a running of the bulls. Yeah, so you go in and Mulch then like just takes the lead. I would say stands up, but you're all just kind of standing around the same table. He just, right, listen, here's the deal, Captain. How long has it been since you left us? It's been some time.
Oh gosh, it's been a while. Oh god, what did I write down?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been.
It's been such a long time.
That was pretty.
I
I
think
love that song
So
so
good.
much.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry.
it's been like a year and a half.
Okay. Right, well, we haven't really received anything new from Leg since you left, since your promotion, and no new captain was named, and the four of us have never really come to a decision. So with you...
Really?
Yeah, and...
They didn't send anyone new?
They didn't send anyone new. They gave no new orders. There hasn't been a battle since, and frankly, everyone's getting really stir-crazy. So at the very least, perhaps naming a new captain in your absence would help, boost morale.
Well, what's the current situation? Has nothing has happened in the year and a half since I left?
They all look to Shadow Trot being the main information person, and he just looks at you. Nothing new. Nothing's happened.
Then he
Is
tosses
it
his head,
Skyrim? Are they just gonna like
and he
be
walks
in
away.
endless stalemate until we do something?
Until the play character comes. Lancer's gonna look at what they have on the table. Is there any reports of where the Aarakocra are or anything? Is it also look like the Aarakocra just aren't doing anything right now?
Yeah, so it's the same. It's you guys here, and then you've got your no man's land, and then you've got the Aarakocra camp on the other side. And yeah, there just hasn't been any moves by anybody.
This is very strange. Usually there's little skirmishes or something happening. Has there been a word of a ceasefire from the Aarakocra?
Not that we've heard, and to be frank, it leaves us all just confused as to what any of this is even about. And listen, it's no secret that the folks in Leg Lake don't care too much about actually supporting this war. They just want us to win, although I don't even know what it is we're fighting for at this point. And they refuse to send further support or further orders or a replacement for you. So we're all just left with questions. Leaves everybody pretty unmotivated.
It's very unusual for there to be a lack of communication like that.
Did Braun stay in the tent?
Oh, did I get kicked out? Sorry.
Yeah, they would have kicked everybody out since you're not one of...
I heard captain, so... all right, I'll go.
Question.
Sorry.
We're
so
outside
hey, man,
the
I know you're a captain too, but this is kind of like our thing.
I'm not here.
Outside of the tent, and the tent flap is closed, and we can't see in there.
Yes.
Damn it. Fine, Artem. Fine. Fine.
I mean, things be like that.
It do be like that sometimes.
Braun, let's go learn how to make fire.
Sure, Charlie. We're gonna
He
go
can't.
play with.
He doesn't know how to do that.
We're just doing exercises for Charlie's sake. Nothing unusual. Come on, let's go.
I'll just stand around awkwardly, just waiting for people to come back. Just,
Braun, are you wanting this to be secret?
It's very fresh, and I don't know if this is gonna work at all. So I'd rather not spread it to everyone in case it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut down the spread too.
For I guess both for Charlie and Braun, and probably also Val as well, there are, like I said, casters here as part of the army, and some of them you do have your in order to signal troops, Val, you would have your drum playing bards as well here if Val wants to associate with any of them during this time.
We'll know these people. We're about to leave soon, right?
Probably.
I'm just going to cast detect thoughts and listen in on things, on people I can see, obviously, because I can't detect thoughts on people that I can't. So
Okay.
just knowing about using that.
Sure.
Just
It's a
kinda
lot
pick
of
up
just
the vibe.
well, we got to keep ourselves entertained. We got to keep ourselves trained too. You never know if something's going to happen, but nothing has happened. There hasn't been a fight in forever. What are
We're
we even
gonna
here
do
for?
our best.
Yeah, it's just a lot of doubt and people in their own heads about training for something that they feel like they're never actually going to be active in.
Okay.
He's gonna look at all of them. He's like, well, before I appoint someone, I feel like I need to know what each of your strategies would be moving forward.
I got a pro and con for all of them.
I had a feeling you might.
Yep. So Red Hoof will sort of take the stand first and just well, I am the most visible of our frontline fighters. People already know to look to me. I'm sure if I just led a charge to just wipe out that encampment once and for all, people would charge in behind me. And then you hear Shadow Trot. Shadow Trot just turns from his brooding quarter, just like, yeah, but you're also just a giant meathead. You're muscles, but no brains. Then Sagittarius will step up. Okay, we don't need name calling, Shadow Trot. Come on. Anyway, everyone knows my archers are the most effective against the Arakocra while they're in the air. Just saying. My archers, my spear throwers, my javelin throwers, we're the most effective at taking them out. Just look at the kill count. That's all I'm saying. And Shadow Trot leans over again. Yeah, but, once they're on the ground, your guys are pretty much useless. And then Mulch will stand up. Okay, that's all true, I guess. My casters fight alongside the frontline people and among the ranged fighters. I've got a pretty good grasp of the battlefield at large because I got to manage both sides of it. Just saying. And Shadow Trot, of course, leans over again. Yeah, but physical strength is most important. Your magic is all fine and dandy, but it's muscles that count. And they all look at him. Well, fine, if you're just gonna, complain about everything, then what do you bring to the table? And he just, well, I am the information gatherer. I feel I have the best grasp on everything. And you just hear them all at once, just like, yeah, but you fight the least of anyone. You've got the least combat experience, blah, 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 blah.
Lancer watches them,
you're roboting.
Oh no!
Megatron!
Sounds like we just threw Johnny 5 down a well.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta reset my audio thing.
Okay. While you do
How's
that,
iPhone 11 treating you, Ryan?
while you do that, I'm gonna quickly grab my water because Shadow Trot's gonna fry my throat.
How's that iPhone 11 treating you?
Pretty fine. No complaints.
Right on.
Yeah.
The wife just got one.
Yeah? How does she like it?
She's been playing around with it. She was originally annoyed that it didn't actually come with the AirPods.
Yeah. I recently had to just buy another pair of those, so...
It won't even come with its own set of
No.
AirPods anymore?
You drop $1,000 on it, and it doesn't even come with a pair of.
Bullshit.
I ordered a pair of I won't name them, and I cannot pass any judgment on them because they haven't arrived yet. But I ordered these buds that are basically like AirPods, but like $30, and they're apparently pretty decent. So I will talk about them more when they arrive.
Nice.
Oh, there went Artem. Oh, now he's back. Okay.
Speak, Artem. Speak.
Oh, well, we don't hear you if you're speaking. Technical difficulties, y'all. We do not hear you, Artem, if you're speaking.
Gotta click the unmute thingy.
Well, while Artem is figuring out his technical difficulties, anything else happening out here with the troops?
I might, depending on what I see, like scouting out. I don't know. I might start meandering a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe start checking out some of the training drills they're doing and like figuring out how combat against Aarakocra work.
Okay, sure. So, you've got your frontline people are basically just kind of generally sparring against each other. But then your ranged fighters, they've kind of got like what's that thing called? Where you pull the launcher and it shoots out like the clay pigeon. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, skeet shooting.
Yeah, skeet shooting. They're essentially doing that, and then skeet shooting with like their javelins or their bow and arrows or what have you.
Can I jump in on this?
They look at you. You wanna try to throw down with us?
Well, I mean, like the skeet shooting, the target practice looks fun. I guess. Why?
They all look at each other. Yeah, tell you what. We'll charge you an outsider's entry fee, and if you do better than us, you'll get it back.
How much is the entrance fee?
They all look at each other. There's 4 of them, so they're like, 1 gold to each of us. And if you beat our score, we'll give you the same gold back. How about that?
Interesting. So, gambling. Do your higher-ups allow gambling?
Our higher-ups are currently all discussing this pointless war in a tent.
Well said. Yeah, I'll fish out 6 gold and kind of...
4 gold for you.
Oh. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'll pull out 4 gold and drop it down.
Okay. So, let me just check something here. Okay, so, they all choose, they're like, let's see, who should go? You go. And so they select one of them to step up and shoot first. And so they're gonna pull 3 pulls. And it's gonna hit the first 2 and miss the third one.
Alright, here we go. No pressure. Not a combat situation. We can do this.
And if Val's nearby, she totally could inspire you too. Just saying. I don't know if she's nearby, but...
Uh-oh. Well...
I'm still around the tent because I didn't have, like, a projected, I'm gonna go over here and make friends. It was, I'm gonna, like... I'm sorry, buddy.
You hit 1 of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then they look at you, they're like, double or nothing?
No. No. That's fine.
Well, we'll be keeping your gold then, but
Yeah.
pleasure
Well, I mean,
shooting with you.
really, it was, I give you 4 and I either get my money back or I don't. So. Cool. So how do you kick Aarakocra ass anyway?
Friends with them anyway, we were sure.
If you want more
Well,
up
aim
close,
ain't bad for one.
if you want more up close and personal stuff, you can always talk to the frontliners.
Cool.
Artem, is your stuff working?
Yeah, is
Yes, I
it
hear
better
you.
now?
Cool. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't hear you at all before, so
Ooh.
I don't know
Okay.
what happened there.
Well, I'm here now.
All right, cool. So, all right, that's a fun little detour. Let it be known, if anyone's mic briefly goes out, you will lose 4 gold. I'm just kidding. So, all right, so you heard them all present their cases.
He kind of like looks down at the map a little bit. You all have good points. You're all strong in certain aspects. And I think Shadow Trot has a good point in this. He does bring back the information, and I mean, it's one thing if we're battle ready in every aspect, but if we don't know what the Aarakocra are up to and how to deal with them, then it really doesn't matter at the end.
And they're all just gonna start complaining like, but he won't even tell us where he gets his information. He's all so weird and secretive and edgelordy about it.
Now, quiet, all of you! And he just like slams his fist down on the table.
Ooh, everyone else make a perception check, hearing specifically.
Oh god, I forget my perception's just terrible.
Everybody but Charlie hears Lancer yell that out through the tent, quiet, and all like the nearby troops are all like, oh, something's going down.
That's why I rolled my 1. That's what happened there. Is he startled me while I was trying to shoot.
Oh,
That's
totally.
fair, yeah.
Blame Lancer. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, buddy, that's what happened.
No, I'm just blaming not myself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally.
Sure.
I
he's
sure
gonna-
do love adult juice.
He's gonna look at all of them and be like, what did I leave you here with? This is ridiculous. Do you all remember your training? What we're here for? We're here to fight the Aarakocra, not ourselves. Now, you all need a plan. And I think it's high time that somebody led a charge against them, but we have to be smart about this. Just running in on them isn't a good way to start this. Now, Shadow Trot, you do have information about their placements and their encampments, yes?
I do, yeah.
And you also know where they're weakest.
Well, sure.
So, I want you to lead the next charge. And I want you to do to them what they did to us last time. A retaliation, a surprise attack.
All right. If you say, it goes.
I do.
And the other three are just like, yep, that's fair if it says, we do it. If Lancer says, we do it.
All right. Well then, I think I need ale and stew.
Nice. You shall have it. And Captain, if there's a chance later, I would like to speak to you one-on-one. Perhaps survey the field together.
Of course. Yep. So he's gonna walk out of the tent.
So Lancer emerges from the tent with everybody. Oh, and as you step out of the tent, he Shadow Trot's also going to the other three leave first, and as you're gonna leave, Shadow Trot will actually walk up to you and just Captain, one other thing, just as a thanks for choosing me. I'm sure you or one of your travelers could make use of this at some point. He's gonna hand you an oil of etherealness.
Ooh. Okay. And in the meantime, you need to get yourself a new tattoo.
I suppose so. I know Greta does armor and her sister does weapons. I wonder if there's another sibling out there who does ink. Well, anyway.
I didn't even know that there were two of them.
Yeah. Apparently the one is real desperate. Alrighty. So, yeah, you go back outside and the rest of your troops are there and the rest of the party's hanging out.
All right, did you all get something to eat? The food's pretty good, isn't it?
I
Yes.
got a fair amount to drink.
Oh,
You're quite fond of oats here, I see.
what? No, those are
A
just
lot
the
of oats.
snacks.
Right, yes. Quite good. As everything good in there, it sounded like things got a little heat.
No, things are fine.
Inside?
Ooh.
Interesting. Lancer definitely thinks things are fine.
Alright.
You know, I've took the liberty of casting some spells and listening in on some people. Not you, but other people. And a lot of people seem to think that this is a waste of time.
Well, that's when things are gonna change. They haven't been doing much in the last year. They need to get their blood pumping. They need a victory.
If nothing has been happening in the past year, though, then why perpetuate it? Why not just let it go?
And let it go.
Yeah, like, you know, like crazy blonde-haired lady in the blue dress on the top of a mountain, just letting it go.
Let go. hundreds of years of ill blood.
Yes. Or at least start to mend the bridge.
You guys have been fighting for hundreds of years,
Yes.
and no one's won?
Can't
I mean,
hold me back anymore.
Very big stalemate.
I can't tell if you guys are very good or very bad at this.
That would
I'm
be
just-
like one of
it's-
these. Hazard's gonna point at Braun. It's like one of these bot flies getting into a fight because their dad's granddad had beef, and it just kept going after generations.
Like,
Time to turn away and slam the door, man. Then, here you stand in the light of day.
Is there ever any diplomatic communication, or
Community?
is it just stones and arrows?
I mean, we've tried to have diplomacy, mostly through Octon, but to no
Lockton is
avail.
a cesspool. You need
Yes,
to do it on your place, your terms.
Anytime
both
the
of your
armies get
terms.
close to each other, they get into a fight.
Apparently not one that's any good if you guys are still doing this.
well,
But who
listen,
am I
we're
to
not here
judge?
to...
I don't know anything about war.
It's
We're
just a
not exactly
battlefield
here
of
to
nat
mend.
ones.
Hundreds of years of bad blood.
All of them, just not ones. Can't hit shit.
Do we have what we need here, Lancer? Should we move on?
Well, one of my men wanted to talk to me alone, but otherwise, I don't know. Are we all good to move on?
I was
You
going
hear
to see
that-
if there was a quartermaster could spare some goods, but otherwise, we don't really
Are
have
there
much.
any interesting NPCs that you feel that we should interact with?
Hey, you have a
Suddenly,
name.
quest markers.
Yeah. Hold on, let me check for waypoints. I will say too that there is one other thing that Val probably would have heard is just like, well, if Lancer's back at least for a little while, we should like celebrate tonight in the square. We should like have some sort of celebration.
Oh, hey, by the way, they want to have a celebration this evening in the square.
You all have not seen a proper centaur celebration.
Can it rival an Arakakra celebration?
Oh, it's so much better than Arakak. How dare you?
Why would you
had
do
a
that?
feeling
Val, why would you do
You
that?
would say that I am stirring the pot and I like it.
Why are
Honestly,
you
they
like this?
probably
Why are you
are
stirring-
two. They probably actually are very different. Centaurs, it's very much like, you're clashing your beer steins together and chugging ale. Arakakra are more like the sipping wine and just, that was a fine victory.
You're
kind of.
literally describing
doing
the
the
Divide
weird-
episode from
They're
Last
doing-
Airbender.
The parrot wiggle at each other just all night.
The snooty ones and the rugged ones.
Yeah.
That's just the episode The Divide from The Last Airbender.
I've never actually seen an episode of that show, but that's good to know.
So I heard that they're bringing all 3 seasons to Netflix soon.
I hear
Yeah.
I've only ever heard good
Bing
things.
bang boom.
It was to me it was one of the first like American anime that I heard about as being actually good.
Oh, the live action Airbender?
Yeah, it's
no,
great.
not the live
That and Dragon Ball Evolution are really good.
Andrew, no.
Dragon
I
Ball
don't
Evolution with white Goku.
I don't like that you said that even as a joke.
Right? Like whitewash.
They don't speak of it.
White Goku though, that'd be a good rap name for somebody.
It's all
That would
it's
be
all
an
Wi-Fi
amazing-
passwords now, okay? That's the wave.
That's
That's the
true.
movement right now. It's all letters and numbers.
Oh, that's true. If anybody wants to get into my Wi-Fi, it's Lil Pump. It's not at all. Anyways, if you could get my Wi-Fi signal out there, Sid, we're living
Got
in
it.
the
I'm in.
future.
I'm in.
Truth, actually, in all reality, I bet this group would be able to figure it out. Ryan obviously knows it from our old place, but this group could actually probably figure it out. Anyways, so okay, at some point, yeah, Shadow Trout will grab you to walk separately, Lancer.
Okay.
And he'll walk you. You guys will actually walk. Sid, how'd you know?
I knew it.
It's actually don't forget Blaze It at the end.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
So he'll actually walk with you along your side of the no man's land. And oop, that's the wrong thing. Here we go.
Ooh.
And this is your camp would be on the foreground. Eric Cocker camp would be back here toward the mountains. He's walking and he's just like, well, first of all, Captain, or yeah, I guess I still ought to call you Captain, even if we're ranked together. I thank you for choosing me.
We're both captains.
Yeah. Fun fact, I was going to have Shadow Trot do this little thing regardless of whether or not you chose him, so now I just didn't have to change the art, which is nice on this page. Anyway, thank you, and it's great. But I confess that a lot of the morale problems that the troops are having, I feel the same way. You know, we've been here for so long now, and I've heard nothing about a change on the other side, and I'm sure they have their own information gatherers over there, and I mean, we've given them nothing to go off of, and I feel like, you know, this war has been going on for so long, longer than any of us or our fathers or even our grandfathers, or I don't know, you do the math, however long we live going back. It's 40 years or something for Centaur? It's not long.
It's like about 50 years is the lifespan.
So it's been a lot of generations. Mm-hmm. Generations and generations have fought this war, and I begin to question why we even do it at this point. What it's for.
Oh, I got this. Let me get the song. Hold on.
We've been raised this whole time to be in conflict with them, but at this point I don't think I even know why. Border disputes? Really? Look at the town behind you. Is that something worth fighting over? It just...
Do you really not know why we do this?
I'm curious as to why you believe we do this.
Well, look out onto this field. Tell me what you see.
There's a lot of fallen brothers of ours, and a lot of theirs, who I know for a fact have families and lives and, you know, possibilities of their own that were all snuffed out, just like ours.
Nice.
What do you got, Ryan? What do we have here?
What are we doing?
Just to suffer.
Here to suffer.
All right, wait, gotta get that going. That's the right music choice here.
I got the song here.
That's the full cutscene. I don't need that whole thing.
Oh yeah, here I go. I got it.
Yeah, give me this song.
Just start the bit over again. Why are we even here?
Yeah. All right, wait
Just
for
to
it.
Suffer.
Hit the music, and I sit here and I wonder what it's all for. Sing it, Donna Burke. Camera pans over and she just steps up to the microphone.
I guess I need to cosplay as Gray Fox. Is that Gray Fox? Or Major
That's
Tom?
no. What's his face?
I clicked away. Ocelot.
That's
Ocelot's the guy with the gun.
That's the young Ocelot, right?
no, that's not Shalashaska.
Oh, then I don't remember who that is.
He's got one arm. What's his name? I don't know any of them. I have only played one game. I
He
don't know.
loses an arm.
Continue with your.
Ocelot loses an arm.
He does, but that
And then
happens.
he gets Liquid's arm, and that's when he becomes Liquid Ocelot.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my spiel. What do you think, Captain?
I want you to look out, and I want you to see yourself saying that to every single face that was lost out in the field. Do you really think you can just stop?
I mean, if you have a bad habit, would you not want to just stop it?
This isn't a habit. The reason for this is that something happened a long time ago to just create it. If we just let this go, then whatever that was turns into nothing. And who knows, it could happen again. I think if we just let them How do I word this? I think if we just let them down, years down the line, we won't be able to live with ourselves.
Captain, I will do my duty because it's what I was selected for, and at this point it's all I know, but I question what it's for sometimes.
We always have doubts. You're fighting not just Aarakocra, but your own doubt in this war. But that's your job. That's why I made you captain. Because I know you've seen behind the scenes. I know you've reported to me when Aarakocra are burning their prisoners. I know you've reported the horrible things that they have done in the past. You want to tell me you want to just forget that? I can't.
Well, I don't know. I just don't know, Captain. I will carry out my duty, but I get the sense that they're feeling the same thing over there. He'll nod toward the camp across no man's land.
Well, in any case, I feel like it's your decision now to see where you take it from here.
It's true. Ooh, we
And
got
I know you'll
lyrics.
make
It's
the
getting
right
epic.
decision.
If you want to take a look out there at the enemy camp, you can certainly do that, Artem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, you're standing there. It's within your vision, so...
I think I even have a spyglass or something.
Sure.
Really? Those things are expensive.
Yes, well, I mean, so just looking through your spyglass generally, you would see this across the way. You'd see the Aarakocra in there and camp. You know, they're during their own rounds and training and whatever, but... yeah, and if you want to... you can roll me a perception check if you want. I don't know if the spyglass grants you anything.
It just lets you see farther. It
Okay.
doesn't give you anything.
Okay, we can roll me a perception check anyway.
Artem, do you have 3 attuned magic items?
No, just 2.
Okay.
Oh, because your
Oh,
eyes.
well,
the
I
eagle?
guess. Is the scale thing that or not the scale thing? Is the eye an attuned magic item?
The scale of Nair I currently have.
No,
but
not the
I-
scale.
You mean the thing that you can scry with?
No, the thing that Charlie gave him.
Yeah, the glowing
it's,
eyeball.
it's just a glowing eye.
Yeah, no, that you don't need to attune to.
Okay.
Also, you
Then,
can
yeah.
scry with that, by the way. Fun fact.
I feel like Lancer should not have that then, but okay.
It also gives off light, but they use it. It's a whole thing. They can use. You can scry on it once a day, but you send like an 8-ball thing where you have to shake it to see if there's still juice left, and if it's a 1, then it's done.
Okay.
This whole thing. I'm gonna give it to you though, even with that 6, just because like I imagine Lancer would take the time to give it a good look. All right, I'm gonna switch back to the other music now. It's Donna's really going for it there, so we're gonna. Okay, so Lancer, as you observe, as you're kind of going this way, whatever. So if this were a cutscene, right, like the spyglass would move, and then it would kind of like lock in on something. You see floating over by one of the larger tents, not floating over, popping out of the not sand, but like this like chaparral plain kind of area, popping out of the sand, is very bright and multicolored flower, which you can roll nature or something else for, whatever you feel would be appropriate. Artem may be interested in this, but Lancer would have to roll to figure out what it is first.
Survival? Would that work? Survival?
I mean, we could rationalize it, yeah. If it's something, yeah, because I feel like if you were out there, if you were out there foraging and stuff, and you came across these, it would be just as notable.
Okay.
Cool. So Artem, you told me way back when you were, I mean, this was like way back before I think we had started the campaign. We were talking about like the Nirnroot quest and stuff in Skyrim and or in Oblivion and whatnot. So this, what you're observing is a very, very rare plant on this continent known as moonroot. And moonroot, you know, can be infused into weapons to give them a whole lot of power. But it's a super, super rare thing. Like, there's no, like, real geographical rhyme and reason to where they come from. They just kind of, like, one might just pop up somewhere spontaneously. And, yeah, you know, they're extremely powerful, and they can be used to, like, temper a weapon to do some very powerful stuff. And, yeah, extremely rare.
Flower? Or...
Sorry?
Is it just one flower that's there?
Yep,
or
just one sprouted up.
Okay. Well, that's strange. Does anyone seem to like notice it? Are they trying to cultivate it or anything like that?
No, it seems to be kind of among some other grass, and none of them really notice it as anything special. They're just like, oh, cool, a flower.
Okay. He like lowers the spyglass, and after seeing that, he like sort of thinks for a moment. Do you see that flower? And he's gonna hand over the spyglass to Shadow Trot.
Okay, Shadow Trot takes a look. Oh, I've only read about them. I've never seen one, but I do believe that's moonroot.
Indeed.
Kind of don't like that it's growing on their side, though. Hate for one of their generals to get a hold of it.
If you were to silently, with some of your troops, be able to acquire it, it could be beneficial to our troops here.
I'm a little wary of sending troops directly into their camp, if I'm being honest.
Well, not a fighting squadron, obviously. I could ask and see if my new acquaintances would be willing to help.
Well, if there's no risk in it for our own men, it makes sense to me.
Hold that thought. Okay.
All right. So then you go back, and now the whole party's reunited at the camp.
You know what, guys? I think we got a pretty long break from adventure ahead of us. I think we can finally relax.
In a war zone.
Charlie, we just had that. We had a day.
Well, yeah, but now we're in the no man's land kind of thing, so I think we're just going to be sitting here for a while.
And then Lancer
the
comes
beach
up.
episode, but
Actually,
it's
I will
just
say real quick, speaking of days and stuff, because you did spend a good amount of time on the train, I forgot to move your little, move your little dot, your little icon for you guys ahead on the calendar, but
Yeah.
come on, that's not what I'm clicking on. There we go. This is where you are now. So you've had a good amount of rest actually since your last thing, you know, about 2 to 3 days worth, which is nice.
Yeah, I suspect we'll be chilling here for a couple
Excuse
weeks,
me.
I guess.
He's going to as they say that, he's going to come up behind the group, and not like for everybody in the camp to hear, just them. He's like, "Who wants to do a heist?"
What?
Okay,
Hold on.
cool.
I got in trouble the last time I did one of those.
Hey, she got in
Stealing
trouble for a
stealing
heist,
something.
and she didn't even invite us.
As Val says that, as Val's just because this is a fun bit, as Val talks about her last heist, she sees he just kind of like he leans in from like behind one of the centaurs when you say like my last heist, whatever. You just see only Val just sees a little leprechaun face just like lean in, ding, and then lean back and disappear.
Did you?
Want to be invited to a heist? Yes, obviously.
Heck yeah, I finally get to use my invisibility spell.
For real. Kid's been invisible for no reason for days. Finally gets a reason, and oh, let's hang out with Frenchy guy or something.
Is there a reason why are we doing a heist in a war
Wait,
zone?
none of you saw the leprechaun?
The what?
There's no leprechauns.
That's
How
yeah,
much ale have you drank?
Make
I
sure you
don't-
drink some water.
I'm pretty sure gnomes don't like to be called that. It's pretty racist.
Well, fuck me, I guess I'm going to a couple breather.
Charlie's like, yeah, idiot.
She's so dumb.
Come on, guy.
No, but in the Aarakocra's outpost, I saw something. There is something called Moonroot there. It's a very, very powerful, root, a plant that can be used to enhance weaponry and armor. If the Aarakocra realize what's there, maybe that'll give them a reason to attack us after using it. Now, I know you all oppose conflicts, apparently.
War,
So-
generally.
If you
What is war good for?
want to keep
Absolutely nothing.
things even and calm, it might be better not to give them a powerful upgrade.
So they've
Question.
they've had that here the whole time. They have never figured out what it does.
But they may not have noticed it yet. They can pop up very randomly.
But it's
Whoa.
in their camp. How do they not notice it? Oh, is
I
it
don't
like a
know.
very drab root? It's not very, attention grabbing?
Actually, it's very colorful. This is very strange.
Then how have they missed it?
I'm going to roll a nature check to see if I know if like Aarakocra have different eye cones and all that pick up color differently.
They have eagle eyes.
Right, but like all animals, they could focus in, but they may see color differently.
Also,
What,
hey,
you've never heard of that bullshit? Look it up.
contrary-wise though, would that not give you the incentive or the go-ahead to be like, haha, we're ultra powerful, time to attack?
Right. It sounds like you're trying to get something and steal it and possibly risk an attack.
Guys, we should all silently. Oh, never mind. I thought Richard was sleeping.
He's not
I do
sleeping.
No, I am awake.
I heard the breathing. I was like, guys, we should all just silently walk away from our computers.
Just
We
leave
can't
the
hear you
stream
breathing,
going.
though.
Anyways,
Sorry, I'm starting to get a little stuffed up.
no, it's okay.
Oh.
It did sound like you had fallen asleep because of the stuffiness.
That's funny. I'll try and move my mic.
It's all good.
Ultimately, that's not really up to me anymore because I'm not the captain of this troop.
Your edgelord friend is?
Yes.
Nailed
Why'd
it.
you end up going with him?
Well,
He looks
because he
like-
knows the most about what's going on here. You think
He was the
I'm going to
most
put somebody in
snazzily
charge
dressed.
that doesn't know what's happening?
Why does he know the most?
Well, he's the spy.
He's the
Is it a-
intelligence officer guy.
Is it a good idea to have the spy also be the lead?
Yes.
Yes.
It's literally the best idea. Ron, get it together.
Your culture is so fascinating.
So the
Wow.
game plan is to do sneaky sneaks and get it and not let anybody else know that we took it
And then use it against
for
them.
us.
Ideally, no one knows.
Wait, what happens to the root once we get it?
Well, we
Mr.
could
Ron,
use
are
it.
you gonna go on the heist too?
No, I'm trying to walk this through why this is trying to find why this is a good idea at all.
I mean, it's good for improving blades and gear, right?
Yes.
So why
But
don't we give it
whose?
to Greta?
Well,
Even
anybody
playing
that
field, give
gets
it to Greta.
Greta does armor.
Yeah, metal.
I can eat metal.
So we're gonna get it and give it to Greta?
Why not?
I think we
Or-
should give it to Charlie.
or we could use it and create some good weaponry.
Against the Dream Knights?
Sure.
Or
they-
against your enemies, the Aarakocra?
Well, let me tell you what. If you help me get this, we'll use it against the Dream Knights.
And what if we fail getting it and get caught in their camp?
Well, then all of you would not be in a bad position because you're not Centaur.
Okay, but I'm going to need like a solid pinky promise on this.
A what?
It is a pinky promise. You do not use it with your ground footsies. It's with your hand. And I need
feel
you
like we're walking into a battle that we don't need.
to pinky promise that if we acquire this item, it goes to Dream Knight attacking, not birdies or Arakakra. Pardon me. Sorry.
Okay.
No, it is not an okay or a yes or a no. It is a pinky promise, and if you break it, I get to cut off your pinky.
If I break your pinky?
No, break the promise. If you break the promise, then I get to cut off your pinky, and vice versa.
What's that roll?
Insight.
He's being truthful about it.
This is a very
Mostly-
sacred oath.
When he was talking, he was honestly the most worried about the Arakakra realizing what they have.
All right. Well, can Charlie walk in there, grab it, and go?
We can hope
Technically.
so.
Yeah, guys, I already got it. I'm back.
You mean Dit's flower?
Yeah, I just walked
There was
over
a
and
bunch of
invisible
those,
and
so I
came
just
back.
grabbed 6. Are any of these it?
He does.
I have 6 different kinds of
thing.
roots.
He's
Which
like,
one
I'm
was
looking for a fin, and he's like, here's this desk.
This one's really loud.
Grrr.
What do you say we turn this into a diplomatic mission? I've got a few questions that we could ask them and that we should probably ask you.
Like
I mean,
what?
as far as... I mean, about this war. I mean, a few questions. What would it take for you to walk away? What would the border lines look like if you drew them? And where would you compromise on those border lines?
Does Hazard read those off of a notebook?
Maybe.
I like that. I just like the idea of Hazard being like, I have questions.
Yeah.
Like looking at his notebook.
Well, I mean, that's how I work too. If I have questions, I gotta write them down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna totally fucking forget about them.
I just like the idea of Hazard pulling out the notebook and like having the pen like the press character Andrew played earlier.
Same notebook.
Hey. Haha.
Well, I mean, that's not really up to me. What lines to cross and what borders to make.
So that's Shadow Trot's call now?
But I not actually know. That would be the general's call, but they're in Leg Lake, and I'm sure nobody at the Arakakra base or outpost could make that call either. You
What if
all
we
act like we've never had a diplomatic meeting before.
Yeah,
we
we're
have.
rolling up on the Middle East trying to say, like, they haven't made peace yet, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah, yeah. It's like there have been diplomatic meetings. They just haven't come out to anything.
I don't know. I think if we get the king's son-in-law involved, he really knows how to solve all this.
That'll do it.
Well,
I refuse to write an NPC that is like that.
Charlie, I hate to send you in alone. Is there a way that Hazard, you could go with him? Is that a thing you can do? Can you both be invisible?
I mean, I'll go with him. I may as well be invisible.
No, I think you need that's magic.
and
I'll be
Valentine could be very helpful too.
I have dimension lore. I can get us in there like so many 100 feet.
And
Oh, just one person if we're doing it that way. Just kidding.
well, I will say just for logistical reasons, the sort of no man's land sort of trenched area, you've got essentially like, I would say, 3 football fields of length of no man's land from this camp to the Arakakra camp.
Okay, who
900
has the TM for dig?
900 feet we need to cross.
Well, I have a 500 feet getaway for 1 plus.
If we could stick around and do some training for a while, eventually I could get us to be able to teleport all of us 500 feet.
That would be neat though, cool.
Actually, that might not be true. It might be more like 100 feet. I need to look it up again.
I have used a spell today. I have Shatter. We can just shatter the shit out of everybody.
You got the
You just
shatter, and I've got
feathers
the
fly everywhere.
We finish the war tonight.
Do you guys want
There
to
will be
take?
blood.
We can take a break while you guys figure out your plan if you want. Or what do you guys want to do?
I could grab a beverage.
Okay.
I think we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a break and be right back.
Send
Yeah.
the child over there to steal the thing.
All right.
I got it.
Also,
We're
I
back, and
found-
now I have the right comp up on the stream, which I didn't have for a little bit there. I just had to roll 20 up, but that's fine.
It's a fucking graphic.
But I am the stealth boy. I am the good stealth boy.
I am the stealth boy of the Netherlands. I am 14 years old and 6'5".
I want to do the sneaky sneak mission.
Is it in Benchwarmers where he's like, it's like a 40-year-old
Oh,
dude?
I am
and it's
12?
he's just like, I am 12.
I am 12. And they're like, show him the ID, and it just says, I am
It's a
12, and
crayon
there's like a
drawing.
$20 bill. And the rat's like, he's legit. That movie had its moments. They were few and far between, because it's a Rob Schneider movie, and that man is entertainment poison, but,
Awful.
yeah.
Best
Anyways,
actor of our time, guys.
yeah. Deuce Bigelow, a real,
Oh my god.
curtain call of a movie. Anyways, what do you guys? What's your guys' plan for instigating a new war? I mean, calmly and peacefully getting a magical flower that I totally put over enemy lines.
Leaving it and walking away.
No. We're going to send the children to pick it up.
Val's in her 20s.
Is she?
Yeah.
I thought we were sending Hazard and
Hazard's
I'm
also
like-
in his 20s. I mean, he's like 20, I think, or something. But
I'm like
I think it was like 17.
fucking 4 foot. Like, I am tiny as fuck, but I mean, I am,
Yeah, but
I
how
am an
tall is Val?
adult. Oh, well, hello. I see what you did there. I see.
Sorry, we were just talking about it earlier.
we were talking about a height during the break, and
Val,
how like you and I are the only people under 6 foot out of this entire crew.
are we?
Yeah.
You don't know me? Actually, yeah. I'm like 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, that's what we said.
I'm just glad
You
that
got it right.
That's what I was saying.
Nice
So if
knowing
all
that
6
we
of us
have-
are in the same place, it's gonna look like me and you and our 4 dads.
I'm in. Yeah, but no, I think Val is like 5'0". She's
Yeah, Hazard is 5'3",
Why
which
do-
is
just
average
little
for.
short fucking
I've said this.
elves.
I've said this before. For some reason, in my mind, elves are really tall in fantasy stuff.
Like
they're
tall and
Like
light
there's Santa's elves, but then I picture like Lord of the Ring elf for everything else,
Right.
and being like
Well, it's like-
minimum 6 foot.
Tolkien elves are tall, but
Yeah.
like Gygax elves are slightly
They're
shorter
they're
than
humans.
humans.
Yeah.
But like slightly shorter than humans, which is
but
weird.
also Legolas was short.
yeah.
Right.
But he could run up crumbling staircases.
And stand on
Have-
snow. Anyway, how are we going to go obtain flour? We really should have had that weekend just chat session, y'all.
Well, I could make you all invisible.
You can make everybody invisible?
I think so. Well, let's see.
And I
don't
mean,
know. Actually, no, I can't.
Are you really 8'7"?
He's
Lancer?
tall.
On a note, though, I remember seeing like the first picture of Ryan standing next to people, and I was like, "Are you tall, or are they just really short? Tell me what's up
Well,
here."
in the
And he's
case of
like,
his
"Yes."
girlfriend, it's both.
I can make up to 4 people invisible.
That's pretty cool, kid.
and I can
Hey,
use
hey.
pass without a trace and make sure that we can pass without a trace.
Yeah. I can give some inspiration. Maybe Lancer can dish some out. We can cover some bases in case one of us rolls poorly.
Well, maybe just the 3 of you go then. And
Is your moral compass just freaking out?
no, my heavy clanking sounding armor is saying don't do this, but also my
yeah.
moral compass.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But Lancer and I could kind of watch on the outside, cause a distraction if anything goes wrong. A
Yes, we
distraction,
can do that.
not a war.
What if
I mean-
Glumpa? What if Glumpa
Listen,
had some
if you
kind
get
of
caught,
like?
we'll just start a war.
What if Glumpa had some kind of alternative armor for him to wear? He's still a very capable fighter, even without the bestest of armor.
Yes, I don't know if that's something she has, but I don't think you necessarily need everyone to sneak in. You just need to get in there quickly, quietly, and then leave.
Yeah, but how often did that work out?
That's why I say we shouldn't do this.
I think we should do it.
I could go over to the other side and pretend that I am a spy for them.
No, that is a
Say,
very.
hey, I got some information for you. And
Actually,
the plus side is I don't actually know anything about what your side is doing.
No, that's
So
no, that's a very bad idea.
Yeah.
That is a good point. I will go over to Greta.
Okay. You have to go into the town and into the town square, but she will be there. And when you get there, somehow there's just even, like, again, a ridiculous amount of, like, how did you do this much armor in the time since we last saw you?
Good God, Greta. Please control yourself. Don't hurt yourself.
Nice alliteration. And I'm good, thank you.
Listen, Greta, you know we were talking earlier about a commission. Let me know. Do you have anything in the heavy armor variety that doesn't sound like heavy armor? That's quiet. Is that something you could do?
Not with standard metal that I'm tempering, no. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure what material I would use to do that. Theoretically, is it possible? Yes, but that's like asking me to, temper this stuff with my hammer but not make a sound. It's not possible with what I have.
what's the best you could do for him?
I once heard of this guy. His name was Dual Brightstone, and he once obtained armor that just shut him up, man. It just made him all kinds of quiet.
Isn't that... I think I read... that's in that book series, The Little Arsonist.
Yeah, it's the littlest arsonist, but then he
It's a real book series in the canon of this world.
But then he gets rid of that armor because he likes to hear himself speak.
Yeah. Right.
All of that is fake news.
I adore Duel, okay?
I'm not... Right, heavy armor, no. If you want something lighter, I could absolutely part with some for a bit. I won't ask what you need it for, as I'm sure it's important or you wouldn't have come to me. Yes, Val?
Not at all relevant to the current situation that we may or may not be doing. But can you beef up this armor?
What are you wearing?
At all? Just fucking leathers, dude. Just shit leathers, man.
Yeah, start it up. Start it up.
I would still need to charge you for the material.
Crap.
I've got 100 gold or so I could throw in.
Hold on.
I mean,
and you gave her the 130 for the shield, right?
I did.
1 second. Let me tell you how much that would cost.
For the heist, I'm fine. But for bad people hurting me, I am not.
It would, I could turn your leather armor into studded leather and...
No, that's what I'm wearing, studded. Sorry.
Oh.
Not studded armor.
Okay, well now I need to look up. I need to
What
do a
about
different...
hide armor? You have any hide armor?
Let me
Mithril.
take a look here. Let's see. You are wearing... I just want to look at the tier of armor here and see what's next up from studded leather.
Do you not have a stockpile of adamantine to make armor with?
What kind of shop are you?
Charlie, what are you talking about?
Sorry, I'm just used to what we got over in the Dragonborn lands.
They have adamantine?
All of it. We're the Wakanda of Sentra.
No wonder you guys are so rich.
Wakanda forever. I found the gin, by the way, guys. The gin's in there.
Oh boy, here we go.
Do you have a feat for better armor?
No.
Oh, I thought you took one. So do you only do light armor then?
Yeah, that's what bards get.
I mean, you've got...
It's just shit armor.
You have the best leather armor. Or the best light armor in that case.
I mean, you'd have to be a pretty good bard to wear even better armor.
Fucking armor class is 15.
Basically, you would need to find magical +1 armor.
Yeah.
It was just a curiosity, Greta. I thought your skills would be up to the task, but I guess they are not.
I mean, listen, I can make the armor you want,
Could
but
they?
I don't know if,
If I can afford it, the answer is no.
Well, I also don't know if it would do you any favors with what you need to do in your own, scenarios as a bard.
I accept your statement.
Anyways, Ron, I couldn't silence your armor. No, I could give you something quieter. I could loan you something out, but that's about it.
How about that breastplate?
She looks over at it. You want to wear that rather than your... What do you currently wear? Half plate?
No, I have, splint. But I also have the special splint armor where it's the cast-off armor.
Right. Let's see.
Why don't you just leave that here as collateral, and then she can give you the plate armor, and then you can trade it back when we're done.
Would that be acceptable to you, Greta?
That's fine.
I mean, if it doesn't return it, you're the one with the more valuable thing.
That's very true. If this is what you wish for whatever it is you're currently doing, again, I won't ask. You want to
sure you can't just do this without me?
That sounds like a conversation you all need to have.
Honestly, guys, if we had just sent the 3 of us, we'd be back by now.
We would be back by now, yeah.
I've already been back twice.
You want me to see me run to that rock? You want to see me
Act like I want to go. You 3 can go. My plan was to watch.
You like to watch?
You guys not die, preferably, yes.
Cool. I'd like to not die. So that's cool.
I mean, yes, not dying would be very beneficial.
But if you can make all of us invisible, and Hazard, you can make it easier for us to stealth, then I'll do it.
I can make all but one of us invisible.
Everyone looks at Lancer.
Actually, Lancer has +3 to stealth. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're talking about if we get caught, they're gonna kill you on sight.
Yeah, no. It would be a bad idea for me to go along unless you want to start a war.
Guys, what if we just go
No.
ahead and we run and do it right now? It's all, quick, just boop boop. And if we get captured, we will become prisoners of war, and it'll be fine.
All right, Greta, I'll do it. And Braun's gonna reach over to his gauntlet and hit the little release valve. Since it's the cast-off armor, it's just gonna fall off like a bunch of pots and pans.
Oh, when was the last time you showered?
Ugh.
What
Really?
shower? There are no
Feels
showers.
Flavor.
And he's wearing his boxers and a undershirt.
You run around all day in heavy armor fighting crime.
Don't describe it as flavor.
Ugh.
And I will get a breastplate.
Okay. And then you will not have disadvantage then. Okay.
Okay.
So what is the plan as you guys... Let's see.
Invisibility. We're on
so
over
Lancer
there. Come
and
back.
Shadow Trotter are no longer here. So there's...
Pass without a trees.
Okay. So you've got, as you approach the camp, so if you're looking at the camp, you've got, you're facing east in this picture. So north here, south here. So you've got a couple options as to which direction you want to actually enter the camp.
And of course, before they left, he would have passed around the spyglass to point out where it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't we
speaking
go
of-
around the area closer to the route?
Speaking of, while you pull out your spyglass, Braun's gonna pop out his goggles of the eagle, or eyes of the eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Lancer, why don't you use this?
Oh, these look interesting. Where did you get these?
Gift for saving Octon.
Look at you.
You could-
You're just giving away all sorts of magical items recently.
You can use it for now. It's better than the spyglass. You can watch us die at a distance.
Thank you.
With my turn at the spyglass, can I roll a perception to see if anything else catches my eye?
Sure.
Good
I
question.
mean, all of you can. So Hazard, you will see that it's sun's starting to go down, and the Aircock are kind of out. They've got some small campfires going. Seems like people are gonna turn in fairly soon. You'll see that. I mean, you can see that with he didn't roll it at advantage, Ryan, so we can just say this is with the spyglass. Yeah, that's what you see. You see that people are getting ready to turn in soon, and then you see a couple patrols. It looks like maybe getting ready to just keep watch over the camp at night. Val, you would just see the people kind of getting ready to start turning in.
That one Arakakra in particular, her clothes are super cute. Super cute. That is all.
They all look the same to me.
No. That one has it's pulled up a little bit, and it's cinched a little different, you know.
If you say so.
Sorry.
We're
So,
going to
but
die.
did you? What else would I have seen with the 25?
So you see that people are around campfires. They're starting to wind down for the evening, but you also see a few others who seem to be getting ready to take a patrol for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll kind of watch their pattern if I can.
Okay. And you'll see that they're just kind of patrolling up and down the rows of tents and stuff. And you also see that by the larger tents, which is assumedly where where the officers stay, there's an extra group of guards stationed there. And specifically the route is growing by those officers' tents.
Gotcha. Not seeing any paperwork or maps or shiny things.
Say that again?
Am I seeing any maps or drawings or paperwork or shiny
No,
things?
because that would be inside of the tents.
Okay.
And you're only seeing exterior.
All right. Cool.
I'll tell
pass
you what.
around the
You know what else I give you with that though? Well, here, the rest of you take a look if you want first, and then I can give you some other fun stuff. Is anyone else looking through the spyglass?
I got it.
I'll take a look.
Okay. Okay. I'll do this on bronze then, even though Hazard would have seen it too. So by the officers' tents, as people start winding down for the evening, you see some. It's funny. Charlie just mentioned how they all look the same. You see one of the tents. You see this pair of birds enter.
That's
into
one
the
pissed
tent.
pigeon and one rad raven.
Yeah.
So you see them enter one of the tents, one of the officers' tents. You see another duo walk into another one of the tents. So you see this duo enter another one of the officers' tents.
The green one's a poet.
And
I
then
love it.
and then lastly, you see this individual
A parakeets.
enter
Oh, Jesus.
the largest tent.
That dude's
God, look at
low.
those feet.
Boy. Guys, do you think the plan is something big? They got a lot of people there.
Same number of
They're
officers
gathering.
as the
Um, it
Centaur. If you count
does.
Lancer.
Does Lancer catch that?
Probably.
You'd have
Okay.
to roll for your turn with the spyglass to see
Oh.
if you would have seen the same thing.
Did you see all those? Did you see all those tough-looking ones?
Those named
Okay.
NPCs go into the tent.
Named NPCs. They had names over them.
You would see. I
swear one
think
of
by the
them had
time
a skull next to their name.
you just get Lancer sees. By the time the spyglass gets him, he just sees this last one enter the tent, and Lancer would know that was hit. Well, when Lancer was here, this would have been his equivalent rank. This would have been the captain of this particular force, and this is an Arakakra that goes by the name Skylord.
Of course it does.
Who?
He looks like a
Skylord.
Skylord.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Who?
Skylord. He has a big ego.
I didn't intend for all of their officers to be like the Guardians, but now I'm realizing they kind of are. This is honestly.
Yeah, the
Hold on.
green one's Gamora.
Yeah, hold on. Let's do a little. Honestly, did not plan this
Ooga chaka, ooga,
to be this way.
ooga chaka.
This is all to scale. I'm just kidding. Imagine if this was to scale.
Horrifying. Or they'll all be tiny.
You know, they kind of are Guardians-y though. But
Guardians of the Mountains.
So yeah, so this is who you see enter, and then yeah, Lancer. The only one he would know by name is he would know that this is the Captain, Skylord. But you would assume the others are lieutenants, you know, equivalent lieutenants to what Lancer has in his own forces.
I am Arrow Kakra.
I wouldn't worry about them. Just avoid them.
They look like named NPCs. I'm a little worried about them.
I just like this image so much. This little like caster parakeet, adorable and deadly. And then you've got this super angry pig.
Guys,
Alright,
They've
so
got a
are we
fruity
doing
one,
this
too.
or not doing this? We can still leave.
really quickly,
It's
can I get a quick vote on how many of us think that this is a trap?
I mean,
How would they think it?
Can't be
They're
a.
leaving this thing out in the open? Oh, we totally don't notice it. But we can fly and survey things, but we don't know this crazy vibrant flower over here in the corner.
That's true. That's very strange. But if you're invisible, it might not matter.
Unless they have alarm, let's go!
I don't know. Alarm's a pretty high level spell. It's not like many people will have that.
Isn't it a cantrip?
It's some like level
First
one.
Level 1 spell.
Just be careful
I'll
and
put it this
disable
way:
things
Val
as
had
you go
attached to a
forward.
trinket. It's not a particularly deep spell.
Val, are you able to detect magic?
Probably not, my man.
I actually I can detect magic.
Can detect thoughts.
Do I need concentration to detect magic?
Yes.
And I can dispel magic. So when we get there, I can just like bing bing.
but then you become visible.
Well, I could do that, and then I could dimension door away, like so quick, like bing bang.
Guys, we don't have to do this.
Yes, we do.
Just throwing this out there.
You bought new pretty armor for this. We're going
No,
to
I
fucking
traded my armor for this.
Oh, well.
Temporarily traded.
I also have this potion of etherealness.
What?
What? You've had that the whole time?
Well, I didn't know if we needed it. I was gonna bring it up if we needed it, but it seems like we need it now.
Yes!
How long does that last?
8 hours, technically.
Also, super technically though, you're not allowed to manipulate anything on the fucking
You have to leave.
material plane.
Yes, you have to. You would have to
Yes.
leave the field to actually manipulate anything.
But you could
But
go
you had
over
this
there
problem in
and
Critical
spy
Role
on everything.
We could possibly use it to see if they have an alarm set up or if it is a trap by getting close and actually checking it
we
out.
should spy and see what's going on in that meeting with all those important looking people.
Now, I will say they didn't all go into the same tent. They split off. The general,
Okay.
the captain went into his fancy tent, and then the other two split off in pairs into their tents.
I feel better if we knew more about what we were getting ourselves into, but I don't know. Were you saving that for the dream monsters?
I'm not sure how it would help us for the dream monsters because we couldn't fight the dream monsters with it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. There's not a whole lot of reconnaissance there. Well, what do you think? You know these guys better than any of us. Is it worth investigating further?
I mean, It is strange that they would just leave it out there, but maybe they don't know what it is, too. There's a lot of different circumstances as to what it might be. I mean, I guess it wouldn't help to know more. I don't want to send you all into danger for no reason.
That's a pretty powerful potion you got there, though. Are you sure it's okay to get to use it?
If it keeps you all from getting hurt.
I think we're overthinking this. We're gonna be invisible, leaving no trace, in and out. That's all.
I have a hard time trusting that. I think somebody should go ethereal and investigate. Hazard, what about you? This seems to be your deal, that you do reconnaissance. This would just be, Also, guys, didn't you notice I learned? I didn't know what reconnaissance was not that long ago. Now I do.
Is it worth
That's a
using it on this?
Big
on a
word
flower?
for Charlie. He had to learn how to spell it too.
I was about to
Still
say
don't know how to spell it, but I can say it.
How powerful is this flower comparatively?
Sorry, I should leave you
That's the
guys on
question.
this.
Isn't it +1 damage?
It is, well, I'll say this, knowing the potency of it, and this one appearing to have, it seems like it might have 5 petals, that's essentially 5 pieces of gear that could be helped.
That could be very helpful. I think we should do it.
I would keep it for something else, but I also think we should not do this. Does anyone strongly want to do this?
Are we doing anything else this evening?
Start a war or
Living?
do nothing. Wow, that's
Look,
the American way, huh? Jeez.
I have a god that's promoting mischief, and I kind of want to do bad things.
Okay, let me just say, if Val uses the spyglass.
Cereal. Oh.
If Val uses a spyglass and looks over at the leaf, she will see her pal just like over by the leaf, like, huh?
Yes, he's there! We should totally fucking do it!
There is no one there.
I need to put
Yeah,
this
as soon as
away.
someone else looks through the spyglass, they don't see it.
He is over there gesturing that we should totally come and get it.
I don't see anything.
I think we
Listen.
should.
If the potion cannot help us against the dream monsters, but the rose petal thing can, or the root or whatever, then that sounds like a good trade-off to me. We should trade in. We should use something that's not helpful to get something that is helpful.
Sure.
All
Someone
right,
use
let's
it.
do this.
I nominate Hazard.
I accept the nomination. Any, all 4?
Go for
And
it.
you just gotta go in there and check out like all the different tents and make sure that there's no traps that anybody talking about.
All right.
Not only that, but actually take a look around the flower, see if anybody's keeping a close eye in the shadows. Maybe there's some tell of runes or magic that might show that there's an alarm or something there.
Will do. This
And
is a
he's gonna-
stealth mission.
He's gonna give the potion to Hazard.
I'll nod at Lancer and throw it back.
Okay,
And then
so
Hazard instantly dies. Shadow Trot was a traitor.
So if you guys remember when I first like gave you the primer like about this world, so there's Sentra, and then like there's the heaven side, there's the hell side, there's the never side with the dreams. So the deal with like how I've sort of envisioned the ethereal plane in this is what I'd call the other side, and it's essentially like where the unclaimed souls and everything goes. Like it's essentially like it's almost like a necromancy thing where like you are briefly stepping into like the world of the undead, Shadowfell kind of thing when you go ethereal. So Hazard, as soon as you drink it, the battlefield all around you then suddenly looks like this.
oh man, had a feeling that was going to happen. Are they still
Well.
fighting even in death?
Yes, but it's like a very like it's almost like you're watching it at like just a couple frames a second. It's like a very slow motion, just like fight.
But I also feel like I can move in slow motion.
You seem to be moving just fine because you're not actually, this isn't your soul floating around. You're essentially watching like the last imprint of these people fighting. You can still move as you normally would.
Okay, cool. I'll float ghost style, like
Yeah.
over them and just kind of observe as I go.
And you just see it's like you're watching just a battle in slow motion unfold beneath you as the Arakaka are flying and the arrows and the javelins are flying up and spells are being slung and people are fighting on the ground and yeah.
Do I see any hero-looking ghosts that are archers?
What you mean? Just like someone that just like stands out?
Mm-hmm.
No, they all kind of just look like cannon fodder, I'd say.
Hmm.
Because I mean, like, you know who's in charge of the archers. You met Sagittarius back in the tent, and you do not see his ghost here because he's alive.
Right.
You certainly see some of his men, though.
Any archers from the other side that would be Ashel?
No, not really. You don't see any of their captains either. Any of the ones that you just witnessed.
All right, cool.
Another nice music choice, Ryan. You get that going.
Hell yeah. I will continue floating. And yeah, I know it takes a while. Just I guess passive perception on the battlefield, it would be a 17 to just kind of see any last moments really stand out.
I mean, that's kind of the sad thing is none of them do. It just seems like just people falling en masse and fights, whatever. Some people maybe last a little longer than others, take out a few opponents, but for the most part, you're just watching people, these souls, relive their last moments.
Meaningless death.
Basically, yeah.
Over and over.
Yep.
Cool. Sweet. What about when I get to the camp?
All right. So are you, like I asked before, which way are you coming from? Are you coming from the north, from the south, from the east, or the west? Where are you coming from?
I mean, I think considering I would have just beelined it from where we were.
Okay. Gotcha. So let me adjust people's tokens, and everyone's token is here just so that they can see. And if you want to update it, you can. I don't think you'll need to do anything with it. But so if you're coming straight shot, then Lancer, then you're about where I dropped you right there.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll listen in.
And everyone can see this fine, yeah?
I can see our tokens, but you're saying we're free to move them around to follow him?
You can, yeah. I mean, there's not...
Okay.
This map should be all lit up.
Okay.
There shouldn't be anything restricted.
No,
I
can't
can
see
only
anything.
see for about 20 feet or so.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can only see what Charlie sees.
Okay, hold on a second.
I think if you just click on global illumination, it should be fine.
Oh, I didn't have global turned on. Sorry about that. How about now?
There
Yep.
it is.
There we
Yep, sorry.
go.
I forgot to hit the global.
Cool. I'll pass over these two and listen in, and then scope out the flower first thing.
Okay. Well, you pass over those guards, and they don't seem to talk about anything in particular. Just like, when this is over, I'm gonna finally see Deborah again, or whatever. Like, there's nothing. Deborah, a real Eric Cocker name. Yeah, they just seem to be talking about like, oh yeah, my lady back home when this thing is finally over. Like, nothing of consequence.
Good night, baby.
Good night, Amanda.
Good night, Amanda. From everybody. Good night, everybody.
What?
Oh, they're speaking in common?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. All right, sorry. So the flower. Am I noticing anything sketchy about it?
Just seems to be a flower sprouting up out of the ground.
Okay. Examine for sigils or traps or anything.
Okay, let me check out the rules on Ethereum list real quick. I'm not sure if I know it technically limits your vision of the outside world, but I want to see if it affects perception or anything. Okay, only effect. Move in any direction. Looks okay. Okay, it doesn't say anything about your perception being affected by this, so that's fine. You can roll normally.
I can see as normal.
Yeah, you do technically see everything in the regular world is gray. It does specify, but you know that this is the root, so
Yeah.
even if it's
Okay.
monochromatic, you know that that's it.
Hazard. Hazard. You could just take the route and run.
I'm
There's
gonna
just a little devil on your shoulder.
reach over and like.
No,
see if I can
no,
stick
no, I'm joking. I'm
And
joking.
And you can't. You kind of ghostly, you can't actually grasp it.
Cool.
Since you're ethereal.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
My
Go
favorite
about
kind of
big
ethereal
tent.
is Rice Krispie treats. Anyways, okay, you're going into the big tent first?
I think so.
Okay. You go into the big tent, and it's kind of fancy and ornate. And you see Boss Man, Skylord, writing, he's at a desk kind of writing a letter.
Ooh, I'm spying on that.
Also, just real fun fact, for this image I grabbed, I didn't notice until I expanded it in Roll20, but it's totally just a butt hanging out in the corner of this.
So it is.
Which is why I put the captain there. Anyways,
That's funny.
You put the.
I put him just to cover it up.
I'm drinking the captain for what it's worth.
Heyo.
You're nasty. Cool. Yeah. What's he writing?
So you see, it is addressed to Ambassador Court, who is well, actually, Hazard would probably need a roll for that particular name.
Sure. Would that be a history?
Yeah, let's call it a history. Quirt, QU''RRT. If you're okay, yeah, you don't know who that is, and also the fact that you're reading so. This guy being named Skylord doesn't sound like a super Aarakocra sounding name. Like, it sounds like a kind of like a lower class Aarakocra name, but him addressing somebody named Quirt, or like in the Aarakocra tongue would be like Quirt or whatever. You tell that's by the name, it's probably some much higher ranking. And so he's writing this letter, and it just says to Ambassador, and it's just a lot of like, I didn't write down the exact words, but he's kind of saying a lot of the same things that Lancer's troops were saying, where it's just like, I question why we're doing this. We've been at a standstill for so long. I fear my troops have forgot what they're even fighting for. Sometimes I question what we're fighting for. Why must this war go on? Like, very questioning why it's even still happening.
Interesting.
So that's what you see in the big tent.
Okay. And you said that was from Skylord?
Yep. Who?
Sorry.
All good. Take your notes.
Yep. Connect. Nope. I'll putz with it later. Okay. That's good to know. Maybe there's something to be done between the generals. I will make my way through the other tents.
Okay. Which one you go into first? Okay.
I will continue clockwise.
All right. So inside of this tent, I believe this is the one I want. Nope, wrong one. Totally different tent, not just a mirror image of the background. So
Where's
you pop.
the butt?
So there's no butt in this one.
Damn.
I have hidden a butt on every screen. That's something that Swellicky would do. There's a butt hidden everywhere, but where? Only Valison can find every butt I've hidden in the world. That's the true Final Quest. Okay, so in this tent, these two were having a conversation, and you get the sense that this little one here is named Snitch, and this one over here, this angry pigeon, is named Ratwing. And you basically enter kind of at the tail end of a conversation where Ratwing's kind of yelling at Snitch, and he's just like, just because someone hid the butt. I see it. You see Ratwing, and he's just like, just because you're here doing our dirty work and spying for us, you're never actually going to be an Aarakocra like one of us. You're always going to be a Kenku. And you just see Snitch, and he's just like, oh, whatever. At least I have some smarts. I don't just fly around and shoot but stupid arrows everywhere.
Damn. Bird racism right there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you get the sense that little Snitch here, he wants to be more than a Kenku, but isn't. This may also be the first Kenku that has come up in this campaign, for what it's worth. Hazard's probably never seen one.
Yeah, this is wild. All right. I guess there's really no purpose of... For some reason, I want to look for stuff to steal in the future, but...
Damn right you do, boy.
So if anything really grabs my attention, let me know.
Doesn't
All right,
seem
on
that
to
way.
the next.
It's mostly just, army supplies. Okay, you go into the last tent. And again, you come in sort of on the tail end of the conversation. But you get that this raven here is named Poe.
Huh.
And this caster over here, this parakeet, is named Chirp. And Poe's he's kind of like in the pose you see in the picture here. He's just kind of leaning up against the wall. And he's just like, yeah, I don't get it, man. You've got all those rich birds with the fancy names. Then you've got us here having to fight their wars for them. I just don't get it, man. I mean, they've got all those, hoity-toity fancy bird-sounding names, and you've got people like us, Poe, Chirp, Ratwing. Oh, come on. Like, you ever seen a more clear class divide just in the naming of people? It kind of disgusts me. And then Chirp's just like, I don't know, man. It's still fun to sling magic spells and stuff and to do your duty for all of bird kind. And Poe's just like, oh, your chipper attitude really grinds my gears sometimes. You know that? And that's what you see in that tent.
Cool. Cool. I will move on. I guess I'm going to then just kind of move up and quickly scan all through the tents and just get a basic head count for what we've got, what we're looking at.
Sure. So I can only show you what I have on the map here.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say. So that's what, as you go through the tents, you see the tents are for pairs of birds.
Yeah,
and they're empty ones because there are ones stationed on guard. But I would say then beyond this map here, I'd say you're looking at maybe or maybe about, if you're just bird's eyeing it, maybe like 10 times this amount throughout the whole camp.
Jeez. So 36 plus some supers in this camp. So about 360 plus any other lieutenants and higher ups floating around.
Yeah, you've got, let's see, it would be 6. Yeah, so you got 36. Yeah, so about 360, and then your 5 bosses, if you will.
Okay, so all the bosses for all this entire regiment they're all here.
Yeah, and they seem to be. If you were just going off kind of their conversations and the kind of their weaponry, you would see that they're divided up in the same way of Lancer's troops, where you have someone who's in command of all the frontline fighters, someone who's in command of the flyers, or the flyers / frontline, somebody who's in charge of the range, and then somebody who's more in charge of the magic, and then a captain overseeing it all, and then they also have kind of their own information gatherer kind of person. So it's the same equivalent offices across both armies.
Gotcha.
And about the same size army.
All right, cool. Any other points of interest that I should be taking a look at? Or is that everything?
That's kind of it. That's the broad strokes of it.
I've seen enough.
Okay, and you return to... Yeah, I'm guessing you return to your party and then drop the etherealness?
Yeah, I mean, I can let him RP some stuff and just appear if you guys wanted to talk about anything. Or not.
Can we finally talk to Hazard about the breath thing? Does anyone else? You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Like the coffee breath?
Yeah.
I mean, usually you don't even really notice it because he's wearing the mask, but when he's like not wearing mask and he's doing the "I am Hazard" and he's
Right.
breathing really
Right.
hard.
It's so I know it's so he can stay up and brood all night, but like, man, you gotta like wash it out with something. Just something.
Well, yeah, maybe if he lives through this, we will tell him that.
I think
I'll
it's
take
pretty
that
safe.
under advisement.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Yeah, how'd it go, Hazard?
Good. There are like a bunch of them there. There's 36 in that little chunk of camp, and then we're looking at probably 10 times that.
Cool.
He takes a step back from...
And Lancer would know that is roughly the same size as his forces as well.
Got some ginger here if you want to chew on that.
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you.
Yeah, go for it.
Little palate cleanser.
Wow, that's tangy.
Did you get any gossip on what's going on in there?
Well, I mean, some basic bullshit, but I also came across Skylord was writing a message to an ambassador, Ambassador Quirt, and he's not sure about the purpose of this war. Why we're there? You guys are still squabbling over this. So, I don't know if that means anything to you.
Does Lancer know who that is?
I would roll for it, but I don't see... Like, the DC for you would be, like, so low. So unless, like, suddenly a brick flies and hits you in the head, you know, yeah, that's the Aarakocra ambassador to the...
Did you remember to roll investigation to check for traps?
I did check out. It looks clear. It looks unmessed with, untampered with. So
Juan.
Good.
Juan, you clearly not been okay with this mission from the start as far as stealing. But what if instead we focused on finding a way to end this war, or at least end this battle? If they don't like this war that keeps on going on, maybe there's a chance to help both these people and help them come to some peace. Would
You're
that
right.
be...
If we kill the lieutenants,
That's why.
they'll surrender.
That's why.
That's... Well, what if we didn't kill the lieutenants? Because from what Heather was saying, they're the people that actually could maybe get some progress in not fighting anymore. Imagine how many people would be protected, Braun.
Sure, but forging peace between two warring people for centuries is a lot harder than stealing a flower. And I don't think it's really something any of us are equipped to do.
Listen, I'm a naive kid. What if I went there and tried to make peace while other people tried to take the flower? I could make you invisible while I'm not.
Does
You
make
shouldn't put
peace
yourself in
mean
danger like
fireball?
that.
I mean, do you think that they're gonna harm me if I go over and just try to say, hey, I don't like war, and I want to see if there's a way where we can stop it?
I think they might, because they don't know who you are and you would appear very suddenly.
Well, I mean, I just, walk over. So I'm just a little kid, I think you really
do
gonna harm a
realize
little kid?
They were screening who was coming off of the train. I'm sure they do the same thing on the other side.
Yeah,
They
so
do.
they screened a whole bunch of people
You know they do, because
who
Val's
are
brother
not.
had to do it.
They
Is my
screened a whole
brother
bunch of people who
just
are not
over there?
Centaur.
No, your brother like would have transferred and was on a train to a different city.
Thank God. All right. I don't care what happens to this group. Well, I care. Let's never mind.
No, he would have.
I was
Let's
like, kill them all.
here.
What the
Let's
hell, Val?
here. You
That's
guys are here. Oh,
I started getting concerned,
No.
and I was like, "Is Ildon?"
no,
Like,
you guys are
over
here.
here?
You guys are here, and like right on the border, like is where these two camps are. But no, your brother is over here.
He is in High Peak. Okay.
Yeah, your
Guys,
brother is
there's-
on a mountain 25 miles away.
There's
Oh,
a
good.
bigger common enemy. We have some people who already are not liking this fighting.
Bed bugs.
We have some opportunities to make
The
peace,
common enemy is bedbugs.
even if it's just for a little while.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. You said he was writing a letter. Obviously, he doesn't have the authority to just pack up camp and stop things here.
Right, but he's talking to other people about that. He's sending it up the chain.
He would have to, if you wanted to change something, you would need to talk to somebody higher up on their chain.
Exactly.
Correct.
Right, so we're not talking to anyone in there.
It would
Yep.
be a bad idea.
The only reason we would talk to them is if we get caught, and we have to say, wait, Skylord, we agree with you. And he'd ask, how do you know that? And I'd have to say, because I'm a sneaky boy and I read your note. The ambassador.
That seems like a worse idea,
Because I'm a
actually.
sneaky boy.
But
Yeah, I wouldn't say any of that. I would just present myself as somebody who wants all the fighting to end.
But what are you offering?
Right, nothing.
I am
let's
offering
steal that thing.
myself to try to talk to both sides to make peace.
it's not. What?
Don't think that's a great idea.
They probably won't think it's a great idea either, but at least it gets them talking to me for a while other people take the route.
Or we could just not talk to them and just take the
Or
route
we could
and
stay
leave.
invisible, grab the root, and come back.
I'm just coming up with backup ideas.
Okay. Backup idea. We talk our way out, I guess. But not me. I'm not talking. Because I get
That-
nervous.
That's fine. Just have me be the first one to go in and try to take the route. So if they catch me, then I just go into my little kid routine, and then you guys are still hidden.
How about this? If I get caught, because I'm the sneaky quiet one, then you make a distraction.
Yeah,
I
but
still
the thing
don't like
is,
that because I don't want them to take you captive.
Listen, there's two different categories of my distractions. There's being the cute little kid, and they can pour into my little haunted one eyes and see that they want to help me. Or there's Fireball. And I don't
Hey.
think that's a very good idea.
I've got one question that they might ask that you would have to answer. We'll
Yeah?
test this, okay?
Okay.
What the fuck's a kid doing on this battlefield?
Well, I was coming around trying to find people to help me fight the dream monsters because I think they're a bigger threat to everyone.
A little
I would like to
dragonborn
enlist
kid.
their aid for help.
A little dragonborn kid that has no business being on a battlefield. How did he get here?
I am magically gifted, and one of my gifts is invisibility. And so I made myself invisible to get safe passage over here.
From Dragonland?
Well, town by town, and going invisible on the train and getting by makes things a whole lot faster.
All right, well, if it comes to that, don't die. Let's make sure plan A works. We good? Everyone in?
Which is plan A?
Just going and sneaking invisible and not
Total
getting caught.
invisibility, total silence. Get the root, get out.
All right.
And slipping a little note to the captain that says, I believe
No.
in you.
No,
No, we're not.
No,
No,
don't do that.
Veto.
don't.
Okay, so not that part.
Excellent.
Go team, go.
Before we go in, Braun's gonna kind of go off a little bit on his own, and kind of like, okay, All right. Torm, if you're listening, about to go do something really stupid now, which I think somehow you oddly approve of. But really need this to work, and I don't want to be the one that blows it. So I can do this. I can do this. And Bron's gonna hold the gauntlet to his chest and attempt to inspire himself.
And you just hear a really quiet voice in the back of your head that's just like, Torm approved! And then out of the corner of your eye, you almost see the little trademark thing just go like, ding!
Oh,
Can I give inspiration to Charlie and Hazard then?
Well, I mean, Ryan, did you want to elaborate on what you're doing there?
oh yeah, I'm casting guidance on myself.
Oh, it's not actual inspiration. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Inspiration lowercase he was doing there.
Then who has the least sneakiness?
Bron.
Well,
But he
yes.
just
So
used guidance on himself, so.
I got
But
myself
Braun
a
is
D4,
also-
guys.
Braun is also getting an inspiration.
No,
you have
I just have a
4 and a-
D4.
I have a +3.
Okay, so Braun and Charlie will get inspiration from Lancer.
Val's stealth, I'm sure, is like double digits, right?
It's +7.
Shit.
Same.
All right, Charlie. Do your thing.
Alrighty. Everybody, you're invisible now.
Which means none of you see each other either, I just realized.
And we can't talk unless
pass
we
without a trace.
lift it, right?
You can talk.
Okay.
You
I'm
just
gonna
cannot-
be using Whisper as a cantrip every time I talk.
If you attack or
Or
cast...
sorry,
a s-
message.
If you attack or
can't
cast a
think-
spell,
or
you
cast
break it.
spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you cast a spell, you break
So
it.
are you
Okay.
guys coming in from the same way then, just
So
directly
I'll start
from...
with pass without a trace.
Okay. Are you coming in the same way the Hazard did, just straight across?
May as well. I mean, a beeline is the shortest direction, right?
Well, I would say that Hazard could lead us, but we literally don't know where he is. So I think we have to hold each other, actually.
You
Well, I mean-
you kind of do have to hold hands.
Conga line or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would recommend that we like click, like make just little click noises, something that could be easily missed
that.
or
Why don't
Yeah,
we just
you
rope around our waists? so
Yeah, I was
that
going
we
to say,
still have a
like,
little bit of
clicks are
freedom?
going to give us away. Just hold on to each other
Yeah.
one
I
shoulder
mean, you
at
can
a time.
also be like fine-tuning, discussing who's doing what, like as you approach too, like while you're out of earshot.
maybe we could spend 5 minutes before we actually go invisible looking through the scope, plotting the course.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like ropes are just going to get us hemmed up.
Well, the thing is, though, if you wander out, we can't see you. If you wander out of Pass Without Trace, we lose it.
No, I think it just starts. It's everyone
It's centered on you.
starting with.
Within 30
For the
feet of you.
duration.
It's a
Um,
radius of you.
I will also say the way invisibility works, like whoever plucks the flower will then become invisible as it becomes one of your
Item.
gear, essentially.
Right. Okay, well, if you guys would rather do ropes, then that's fine. Bless you.
Lancer's not going, right?
I don't think so. I just want your token there so you can see.
Yeah.
So, group stealth check?
Sure. And
Yeah.
I believe we get a
Because I am scared, you get a +10 with Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah.
But because I'm scared and because it's me and I rolled like 4 natural 20s just fucking around, I'm gonna give myself inspiration.
Okay.
And I'll give Hazard inspiration as well.
Sweet.
So everybody has inspiration.
would
Lancer's
also
Well,
like to
we
use-
already have advantage because we're invisible.
yeah.
That's
So
true.
Oh,
advantage
is it
plus
advantage?
10
Okay.
plus
Advantage
inspiration stuff.
+10. Yeah, because
Advantage
I
plus
will
10.
roll a fucking
Don't.
2 natural 1s. Here it comes.
Don't!
Wow.
Jesus Christ!
Let us back.
Why would you channel
Let
that?
us back.
You decided
Back
that would
again.
happen.
All right.
I got a 20.
29,
it's a
22, 20, and 24.
You did give yourself inspiration though, right?
Yeah,
How?
it's me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That should be
How?
at 32
That's
plus
embarrassing.
10.
Okay.
Fuck you. I know it's embarrassing.
Just saying.
Also, I said it with love. I'm not mad. But also.
I have.
Funny.
Remember
Oh,
that
the
one
wrong week
time
to
when I
stop
was
drinking.
Lena and I rolled 3 natural 20s in a row?
Yeah.
That?
I even put it in the end credits because it was so notable.
All right, okay. This is we need to talk about some very specific stuff here. So I need to, if you guys are doing the rope thing,
I
if
got
you could
21.
just, are you guys doing the rope thing or not?
I
No,
believe-
you got 20, not 21.
No, but I rolled the
Her
1.
inspiration gave her only one more.
So I got 21.
Oh, that D10
The
is your
lowest roll
okay.
you could possibly
okay, gotcha,
have
gotcha.
was a 19.
Okay.
And you got a 21.
Wow.
Look. I bear this curse, so you don't have to.
Did.
Sydney, I'm just gonna ask you this: have you returned the slab? You need to return the slab or suffer the consequences.
I think she
feel
just
like-
gave it to Andrew, but it seems like Andrew gave it back.
So I just want you to know, thanks to Sid's inspiration, you're fine by 1.
Holy shit.
Because one of these guys, I rolled for I rolled for basically just these 3 close by here that you'd have to be passing by, and one of them got a 20. So
Oh, fuck me.
I feel like. Did it get worse when I gave you the Will Wheaton
I
thing?
think so.
So I'm going to.
God.
I'm screen grabbing this.
So
That needs to be a highlight.
I'm not wearing the shirt for the record. I'm wearing a tattoo shop shirt right now.
I'm just awful.
So according to the plan, I'm going to kind of set the rope down, and or my part of the rope.
What? Why?
So
I thought
I
it was
can
tied around you guys.
Yeah. What?
No, I'm not tying it around me. I'm holding it. Well, because if I'm going to go cut the route, and one of these guys decides, all right, gonna continue my track, and then trips over an invisible rope, then we might be in trouble.
I mean, we could all just put a hand over each other's shoulder.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Whatever your plan
Okay.
is. You can also honestly just pluck it. I mean, it's a flower. You don't need to snip. You can just.
Well, I figured we'd dig up the root. Like, pull it all the way up.
Okay.
Either way, I'm going to wait until, like, the right lull.
Sure. Yeah. Eventually, this guard up here will be like going a different way.
Okay. And I'm going to do that.
What's the order here? Hazard, then Braun, then.
Charlie.
Okay. So with that 1 point difference, as Val gets pretty close to this one guard, you just see it kind of like look like not staring at you, but because it can't see you. I mean it's staring at you technically, but it's like through you because it can't see you, and you see it just stare for a little while, and then just like sneeze off to the side and then look back the way it was looking.
Must have been the wind.
Yep. And then Hazard, I do need you to roll me a sleight of hand as you pull this up. Ooh, very good. That's an advantage,
Not
right?
bad.
I
You rolled
mean,
that?
being invisible.
Good.
Yes, that's
Okay,
advantage.
Okay. 17. All right, cool. And then... Okay, you pull it up, and none of these guards seem to notice.
And we're going to conga line right the fuck out of there.
Okay, you do that. You do that, and you get back to the camp, all safe and sound with your moon root.
Sweet.
That was a close one, guys.
I just want you all to know, I did download the mass combat PDF just in case that went incredibly wrong, and we did have a battle next episode.
So I should just go back and cast Shatter, and then
No.
And I'll cast Fireball.
and we'll take care of it. It'll be
Guys,
fine.
we'll end the war tonight.
You'll be
It
the
will be
war.
over one way or another.
Freaking Charlie and Val, army of two.
Guys, this war has gone on long enough. It's
But
time
also-
for one side to just die.
But also don't fucking take me because I might roll bad.
Okay, so you're back, and the party wanted to, or the army wanted to have a nice.
Jeez!
Wow.
Ow! What is it? Roll again.
Just back away. Just back away, Sydney.
There we go.
Please leave. Get out of my face.
Sydney,
Get
you
out of
can't
my
sit with us anymore.
What even was that roll?
It was I wonder if it's better yet.
No, it's not.
It's not. Fuck
Ow.
me.
Alrighty, so
I
just
thought I was
to
out of it.
wrap this up, on a fun note, so you guys take the route, and I'm assuming you will then take it back to Greta to do something with it.
Does
Lancer-
Val see any leprechauns?
I mean, Lancer wanted it, right? I didn't
Right,
know.
so here's what I was gonna say. So you have 5 petals, so however you want to distribute
Neat.
them among
Okay,
5 pieces
cool.
of gear. She looks at it, she's gonna look at it and say like, well, I mean, Lancer, you do have you and your 4 lieutenants. If you want me to do that, I could certainly use this to one of the petals to spruce up your great axe, if that's what you prefer. I could use it to spruce up armor, whatever it is you're in the mood for.
No, they were the ones that risked everything, and they deserve to choose what they do with it.
Also,
And he's
you
gonna
pinky
Point to
promised.
everybody else.
That's-
So you guys get to choose what you do with the 5. Lancer's not even gonna claim one of them because you guys were the ones that risked it.
Lancer, you do deserve one. You kept her cool, and you were honorable.
And you
And
did the recon. We wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for that tip.
Oh, good, because I really wanted something nice and shiny.
just get in here.
JK, I'm gonna do 2. I get 2 of them.
So, Greta, how does this
No!
work exactly?
Well, I can infuse it with gear, and I mean, you'll have to wait to see the results in the morning. Lancer, you already wanted a shield, so if you want me to spruce that up, I certainly can.
Ooh, and Val, you were saying that you wanted your leather armor spruced up.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Oh my.
Well, that.
Oh my gosh! If I
that
could
works.
get like an AC of 16, that would be so dope.
That
How
leaves.
long does this effect last exactly?
Moonroot is very powerful. It should be permanent.
Wow, you should have led with this. That would have been a different conversation.
It's a perma enchantment.
I thought that you understood that, Braun.
No, it was just like
That-
I was
that's-
thinking like a D4 for an hour or something.
Oh, that's why we were
Very
really
different
wanted to
conversation.
steal it.
This is a very different conversation.
You
No,
think I would send you all to your possible death for a D4 for an hour? What?
Yes.
I got you
Yes, I
captain for a
do.
reason.
It adds a +1 to your next spell attack.
Right, yeah.
Charlie has a +1 focus. He has no weapon and no armor. So the focus is really the only thing he has other than the cone of the wand of cone of cold, but that's already that wand is already powerful as shit.
Okay.
I mean, can Charlie wear armor? Because it might be useful for him.
He has a sorcerer origin thing that if he doesn't wear armor, he gets stuff. So armor doesn't really help
Oh.
him.
Okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a weapon. Literally, the focus is the only thing he has.
Charlie is the weapon.
Okay. Well, you've still got 2 to distribute, so. would you
Could
like
we
to-
have Val having 2 petals and she gets like up to 17 AC?
Well, I haven't told you what it does yet, but if you want to give
Oh,
2 to
well.
Val, I bet we could do something special.
What's it do?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm wondering,
You
is it
don't
like just plus whatever, or does it add certain elements to things?
You
'Cause,
might
like,
find out on the next screen for at least one thing, because I wasn't sure how you're going to distribute them, so I only have one written up.
Okay.
The one that I have been planning to give Artem is the one I have written up. The others are you'll have to wait till next time, but that'll make for a fun cliffhanger.
Okay.
Okay.
Greta, if this gets used, it's gone, right? It's obviously consumed.
Correct. Yes.
If I were to save mine and then find a material that might be better usable for armor, would you be able to apply it then?
Of course.
All right. I think I'd like to save mine for now then.
Okay. So, just so I've got it all clear, of the 5, we have one going to Hazard. Or, yes. One going to Hazard to apply to his shield. I have one going to Lancer for his axe. I've got one that Braun is saving, then I have 2 going to Val.
What does
That-
it do?
Is that correct?
What does it do?
Unless
Is Charlie not getting one?
Well, that's the thing. We thought it was just a +1. If it's not a +1 and it's an effect, then maybe Charlie should have one. Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Unless I could clone Festus basically with it, like make a second magical sword. Is that a long sword or a short sword?
You're talking your non-magical short sword that you currently carry?
Yeah,
It could be applied to that if that's what you wanted.
because I would like a shield and then a second magical weapon.
Well, you've already paid for the shield. It's a matter of whether or
Right.
not you want to infuse the shield or something else.
Oh, that's tough. It's like I've got the 2-weapon fighting style.
How often do you use the shield?
That's
Well, he
the
just
thing.
bought it.
That is the thing. If you take the shield, then you don't use your 2-weapon style.
Yeah,
As
you are
much,
pretty
yeah.
preferable to using 2 weapons.
Right. I still would like the shield just in case, but I've already paid for that. I would like my offhand short sword beefed up.
Okay.
It was a good call.
Do yeah.
Okay.
So then 1 for Val and 1 for Charlie. Just split it up.
Yeah, I
evenly?
guess I just need to know like what kind of enchantments are possible to know if Charlie would want to give it up or not.
Could we Arcana it or something to know what it could do?
Sure.
Well, also if she can do it, why can't Greta just say?
She hasn't Arcana checked it yet. She just, it's kind of one of those things where she won't know what to do with it until she starts working. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I mean, she could also roll for her own thoughts. But if you guys, as the party, if you would like to learn what it can do first, that's more fun.
I've got a +3 to Arcana.
I have a whopping +1.
All right.
I don't know, but it sounds cool.
Thank God, Charlie. Thank God.
That makes sense.
What can I do with this, maybe?
All right. So, I'm gonna say Braun and Val together as they look at it and realize with the colorization and everything, it seems like it would possibly offer some sort of elemental infusion. But then Charlie looking at it further and thinking about the way colors tend to combine would realize it could do that, but I bet if we combined more than one, it would also give that AC bump.
If you combined more than one, then it could give an AC bump.
Yeah, if you stacked them, you could get even more effects, but just one by itself will add some elemental effects.
I mean, I think it would be cool if everybody could get a little shing shing.
Val, I want you to have this.
No,
You've
Charlie.
bought some potions for me, and so I feel like it
This
is right for me to give something to you. And you protected me, so let me help protect you.
is a little bit more valuable than a potion, I think, darling.
Well, then you can buy me more later.
Okay. Thank you,
But I
Charlie.
want you to be protected.
Thank you, because I keep almost dying.
Greta sees you
just
hand
add
that
extra
over.
studs to your leather with this.
Greta sees you hand that over, and she just looks at Charlie and she goes, "That's very sweet of you, Charlie. It's gonna be, well, to use a word, it'll be very inspiring for my work." And Charlie, since you gave yours up, you can have a point of inspiration.
Woo!
Nice.
Okay, so 2 for Val, 1 for Braun's gonna hold on to his, 1 for Lancer's axe, 1 for Hazard's short sword. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So let's we'll just fast forward to the morning unless anybody really wanted to RP out this like drinking with Lancer's soldiers. But otherwise we pretty
No,
much
I'm
done
ready
what
to
we
wrap
do.
it up.
All right.
I would
Hazard's
like to roll
awkward.
one more d20.
Hazard's awkward, so he's going to find somewhere. He's going to use his natural or his hide in plain sight ability, and he's going to just hide, just kind of as a stump or as an extension of a stump, and just
Okay.
meditate his 4 hours, his long rest.
All right. So in the morning, you are given the results of this. And like I said, I'll give people their stuff next week. But Artem, if you would like to read out what Lancer is given in the morning, she returns his great axe, which is now the Moonroot great axe. And from this, maybe you guys can extrapolate what the other stuff will do. But
Do they all look wicked psychedelic?
They do. And well,
Tight.
I'll say my other thing after Artem reads out what this guy does.
Okay. Moonroot Great Axe. This +1 Great Axe holds the power of Sentra's Changing Moon. When it is first attuned, the wielder rolls a d8 to determine its elemental affinity. Refer to the table below. On a hit, the axe deals an additional 1d4 of the chosen damage type. This affinity may be changed if the wielder spends 1 minute holding the axe under the light of Sentra's moon. The wielder may then roll a d8 to determine the new element. If it is the same as the current element, re-roll the d8 until a new one is given. The elemental affinity can only be changed once per evening in the moonlight. Ooh.
That's
How
pretty
long
cool.
does the affinity last?
It's permanent. This is a permanent damage boost that you can change out for different
Let's
elements.
see what it is. Oh shit, it's radiant.
Oh shit! I want to hang on to that.
Well,
It's probably hard to see, but this photo there actually are 8 layers of color around that axe too.
That's
wow.
insane.
Yeah.
So there is.
Based on that, you might be able to think about what the other objects may do. Hazards is honestly it's this exact same thing except a short sword. But based on what Val's can do, you might be able to figure out what Val's can do when we come back. But for now, you completed a heist. Lancer got a cool axe, and when we pick up next time, Hazard will get a cool sword. Val will get some cool armor. Charlie's got a point of inspiration. Braun will save his for another day. But for now, that's an episode. You guys, you successfully got some cool stuff, and you didn't start a war. Congratulations.
Woo!
That's
Didn't
all
start a
we really
war
hope to do.
yet.
Yet. Sure. All right. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.